Ay, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and him. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo don't make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo won't make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast, baby. It's home of the all truth, no sodium takes. Let's get it cracking. I'm your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mac. It's Key.
And listen, we got a very meaty episode for you. That's right. We are putting our hands on the meat. And we are mixing it up around.
And you mess with that. Yeah.
And then we gonna throw it on the grill, and we gonna cook it up real nice for you.
Oh, we making burgers. Okay, we doing burgers. Speaking of which, you know what I like about this time of year? You start seeing that extra wide grill and those little checkered signs out there. The tables with the smoke. Okay. Only means one thing in Buffalo.
I saw that on the way here. You
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Chevette's Chicken Barbecue.
So that line was
it's gonna be around the corner. Buffalo don't play about Chevette's.
Not at all.
I was like, wow, that's the smell. You go downtown, you get the what is that? The oats. You get General Mills. Yep. You get Wonder Bread. Chevetta. That's what Buffalo is.
the smells of Buffalo.
The smells.
Chicken, oats, and what is it, bread?
And they say, why is Buffalo so thick? Why is Buffalo so thick?
Hey, yo, bro.
As you can tell, you know, we're trying something new because
the introduction of our Ayo button.
These guys are childish.
You say Ayo stuff, bro.
I mean, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
No, I'm gonna retire.
Well, he actually is gonna be retiring soon. Hopefully not, but
he gonna retire?
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I got a job coming up soon.
I thought that's what it was. Hey, yo! not that Ayo, but the Ayo that goes with what we say when we were born in the 80s. Normal people say Ayo like, yo, that's good. You know, my bad.
Nope, that was my microphone.
You weren't on?
That introduction was probably terrible.
You weren't on.
I was not on.
They heard you through my mic, though.
Yeah, they can hear me on the other mics.
The boom mic.
Because I talk so damn loud.
So
that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing.
So the mic was disconnected because I was recording the AO button. We got another button up here too. So that's why that was what it was.
So do you want to go into stuff?
I
got miscellaneous stuff.
So let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Topic to the one of the main topics of today's conversations is going to be whose magic is going to carry the Buffalo Bills throughout the 2024 season. The premise of the question is you have to choose one or another. It can't be a transition from defense to offense, right?
No.
But it's going to be,
He got sources, right? He said magic. Fitz is coming back, dog. Yeah. Fitz is coming back.
Oh, my God.
Okay, now I'm not going to break that.
Listen, they've been trying to figure out my sources for I don't know how long, bro.
Guys,
like
they haven't asked me.
Did you go back and watch the last episode?
I ain't watched the whole thing. I saw some of the comments, though.
Okay.
Guys, don't even ask. I mean, they haven't asked me yet, but don't ask. I really don't know. I don't want them to tell me because I don't want you guys. I don't want to lie to you. I'm going to be transparent.
That's right.
Shirt off.
Deniability. That's it. So that's going to be the premise of the main conversation today. The polls in the chat. Go ahead and tell us what you think there in the poll. But like we usually do, because last episode we didn't do this.
We didn't do any stuff last time.
That's true.
That's crazy.
Like people need to save that episode. That is the rarest of episodes. In
one
all
topic,
of the 101 that we've done, that's the only one.
100, because we don't know what today's going to bring. We hit that one hard hitting stuff, and that's the whole show right now. No.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to change the bylaws to the show.
Ooh.
I'm going to change the bylaws and the rules to the show.
Okay.
Now, I know I said, if you're going to slander us, you got to comment and subscribe.
I don't know. I don't,
you know
want to change that?
I mean, he commented, he subscribed, but then he unsubscribed right away.
Okay.
I need you to be a subscriber for at least a show before you slander me. It's got to be a show. You can't just come in, fool me with a good time, and then leave. You can't do that.
Okay.
I thought. See, what I did was I thought I had 299 subscribers, and all of a sudden it was still 298. I said, "What happened?"
Well, we got 299 now.
We do.
Yes.
We would have had 300 then if somebody would have
that's
stayed
very
there.
true.
See what I mean?
That's very true.
We could have saw it. We could have had a glimpse of the glory.
He would have stole 300 from us, which
We would have had to click, 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 and then it would have a momentum builder, and somebody else
would've had
we would have been fine.
Yep.
But so yeah, you guys want
down
to slander us? That's cool. I'm not gonna say any names, but you guys can look at the last show and see what they said. But if you're gonna do it, stay subscribed just for a little while. I don't want to comment and throw you on blast, put you on the griddle. I just want to see that subscriber number jump just for a day. Give me a little bit.
you protecting this dude? Man, you are a nice
No,
guy.
I said where to find him at
Oh, okay.
on the last show.
Yeah, you are a nice guy.
He over there.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, you saw his credentials. There's no point in getting into it.
Yeah, we looked into him. It's like
11 years is like half of our show. No, 11 years is like stuff we heard of our show.
Oh, wow.
yeah, pretty much.
Wasn't even that long. It was probably your intro. Maybe even the theme song.
Nah. Theme song is what, 22 seconds?
A little longer than that, isn't it? Okay.
22
It
seconds.
seems long.
I thought it was longer than that.
T-Top put a lot into that 22 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him to do it that way.
You
It just-
didn't.
It just worked out.
I'm glad he did it.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to it. Stuff we heard. What do we got today, fellas?
I got some
more stuff
interesting
that's gonna
stuff.
piss A off, so go ahead.
I have some interesting stuff. Mm-hmm. The AFC East.
What's interesting about the AFC East?
Uh-oh.
I'm
Things to
interested.
make you say,
Okay, Arsenio.
Okay.
So, in the AFC East, who has the most AFC East division titles?
I know the answer. I'm not going to say.
Do you know how many?
Mm-hmm.
How about you, A?
I think I do, but yeah.
I'm going to say the Miami Dolphins.
You're going to be...
Incorrect.
Incorrect?
Dun, dun,
It's the Patriots?
It's the Patriots.
Okay. I mean, that was kind of...
Do you know how many they got, Key?
Nah, okay. Go ahead. What you got?
So the Patriots lead with 22 AFC East titles.
22?
22.
They got a billion of them.
Mind you, Brady was in there for about 20 years, so
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah,
much
he got
did
like
during that-
17 of them.
most of that
Yeah.
came from Tom.
Okay. So they only got 17 during that run.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Now, do you know who was second?
In AFC championships?
Yep.
Oh, the Bills.
AFC East,
Miami.
both right. They're
What?
tied.
Tied,
What?
really?
Bills and Miami.
Well,
are
Miami
tied.
owned us for 10 years in the 70s, so I figured
They are tied with 15. Now, who's next?
the Colts.
Yeah, Colts.
How many do you think the Colts got?
5? 6?
I was going to say 6.
5.
6.
6, okay.
Who's next?
That would be your buddies.
Who?
The low flying jets.
Why do you got to be low flying?
If they bring
You
up,
say Jets? Who you say?
if you say it's like the Baltimore coach or something, who's going to walk out of here.
Yeah.
No, you already said
for
the
real,
Colts. You ain't gonna do that. You already said the Colts.
There was somebody else in our division?
I'm just saying, who you think is next?
Oh, it's got to be the Jets. There was only 5 teams in the AFC East before.
It is not the Jets.
Who was in the AFC East before?
Key?
I wasn't born yet.
Roy, where you at?
Right. I'm not calling you old, but you're the resident archivist. Who you got?
Roy said one of the Finns division titles came during the strike shortened season that one. That one shouldn't count.
So is it a one year disparity, Mel? Because if it is, Roy says throw it out.
No, it's not 1 year. Disparity.
Okay, what you got?
The Houston Oilers.
They were in the AFC East.
Why did I just hear that recently and completely forgot about
Here's
that?
the thing, though. They were in the AFC East, but they still have more AFC titles than the Jets.
Wow.
Yo, Mel is tickled pink.
Yo,
because this is hilarious.
when I saw this, I was like, no, this can't be right. It can't be right. It's impossible.
Who's next? Buff State?
The Jets are last.
In the history of the AFC East, the Jets are last.
Yes, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
How does Houston in the AFC East first and foremost?
So the Colts have more, and Houston has more. Technically, well, the Titans have more AFC East titles than the Jets.
So it has to be.
That's crazy.
It has to be AFC West and East at some point in time. I'm thinking there was no North or South.
Ah, okay.
It has to be. Like, how else can you justify a team in at bottom of Texas being in the AFC East?
Because the only thing I remember a time where there were 28 teams.
Yeah.
But that's the far as I go back.
Well, there was still 4 divisions. It was just
In the 60s?
well,
I
I think it was
wouldn't
later
know.
than that. Let's find out. Let's
To
find
delve into this because I gotta tap in. Why are you researching that? Can I tell you what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears, Key?
Well, let me ask you guys a question first, in the studio and at home. Have you ever seen somebody that you wonder why are they so big for their occupation?
Meaning, like, why is this person known for this? Or why
No,
is this person known for
like
that?
physically big.
Oh,
Because
Wait, say that again.
it's not an AO moment. Let me go into
No,
this.
I'm not looking for it.
Oh,
Junie ready too. Like,
he's like, hey,
I'm
push
over
the
here trying to
button.
research. I know I got the fingers on. the
I'm
button.
like, I'm one. Have you ever seen somebody that you just wonder why they're so physically big for their occupation?
So like,
So, like, I'll just give you an example. Last time I'm at work, everybody knows I work at the airport. Airports have planes.
okay,
What do you see most pilots look like? They're round. They're soft looking. Why did this dude get off the plane looking Adonis? Your man's shirt was like glued onto his body. Arms, I mean, he's here. I'm like, all you do is push buttons and make things go ding dong. Why are you still working out? You won.
he said I don't push buttons. I push weight.
That's what he said.
I wonder, was he military?
He had to be, but he ain't started yesterday. You ain't never seen a donut? I mean, my
That's
man,
a good point.
he had the audacity to throw me the peace sign
fresh off
like
deployment.
this. You know what this does? It striates this muscle here. Yeah, it does this, and this pops up. Man, you knew what you were doing. Why you gotta be a butthole?
Man.
Why you gotta be a butthole? So, I mean, that grinded my gears. I mean, he was a cool dude, but I still wanted him out of my face as soon as possible. It did.
How dare
When
you?
you're 40 with a dad bod, you'll understand.
How dare you?
So to just kind of cap off the AFC East thing, according to Wikipedia, the Patriots have won the most AFL/AFC East titles at 22, followed by the Dolphins at 14, who also had the best record in the East during the strike-shortened 82 season when divisions were scrapped for a seeded playoffs.
Oh.
And
Was
then-
that he talking about when he's like, it was the shortened one?
Yeah, that's probably it. And then the Bills at 15. The Jets have won 4. 2 teams formerly in the division combined for 10 AFC East titles. The Houston Oilers and the Baltimore/Indianapolis Colts.
How
They
were
both won 6.
Oilers in the AFC
crazy.
East? That's all I want to know.
So wait. You said the Dolphins had 14?
So here we
And
go.
the Bills had 15?
Yeah, Bills had 15 and the Dolphins had 14.
This is AFC/AFL.
Yeah. So the East Division was formed during the inaugural season of the American Football League in 1960 as a counterpart to the AFL. Divisional alignment consisted of the Buffalo Bills, Boston Patriots, New York Titans, and Houston Oilers. The Miami Dolphins entered the AFL in 1966 as part of its East Division. So even in 66, they had 5 teams.
Dang.
So I gotta look at this. Okay, so 1966.
Yep.
You keep going, because I need to do some research on my
So
own.
hold it. So they wasn't even. So Dolphins wasn't even originally in the AFC
Nope.
East.
It was the Titans/Jets
Yeah.
and the Oilers.
Wow.
And then the division was absorbed nearly intact during the merger in 1970, but Houston was moved to the AFC Central. And that was formerly the NFL Century Division, which is now the AFC North. They were then replaced that same year by the Baltimore Colts, who came from the NFL Coastal Division, which became the NFC West. So despite relocating Indianapolis, Indiana in 1984, the Colts continued to play in the AFC East until the NFL expansion from 31 to 32 teams with the addition of the Houston Texans.
So I gotta look at this. Okay, so 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 1966. 19
So once the Texans came in, then the Colts got moved down to the AFC South. So that's how that played out.
Okay.
Yo, that's crazy. If the Dolphins, you said the Dolphins are second. Well, technically the Bills got 15, Dolphins got 14. So they came in the division last, and they got 14 titles.
We got to think about it. They ruled the 70s, the whole decade.
Right.
Yes.
They had a patriotic decade.
Yeah, so they had a Tom Brady era in the 70s, pretty much.
Yeah.
and then the Patriots had they had Marion Butts on their team, so they didn't win anything that time.
Marion Butts.
All right. Tell me if you guys heard about this. Steph Diggs has his own shoe.
Nope.
Guess what the brand is, though? We were just talking about how brands do this one thing, and we named this particular brand as the next one to do this thing.
I don't know. What brand was this?
Steph Diggs. I'm going to say. When you said that, I'm thinking of a company that doesn't have their footprint in the NFL right now.
That's a good strategy. It's a very good strategy.
I'm going to say Puma.
Locked Rain got it.
I'm going to say Puma.
Puma? It's not Puma.
You said Lot Rain?
Locked Rain got it.
Hey, you're
I know it's
welcome
been
back.
a while. What's going on?
I just saw her. I said, "Where you been?" So yeah, I'm glad to hear you. Hey, you'll see the growth. You'll see the growth. They do Under Armour, Nike, Fila.
It is not Fila. That would have been nice. That
that'd
would have
be
been
crazy.
nice.
Fila.
Any more guesses?
Hold up.
Okay.
Adidas.
No, Adidas been in.
No, I'm thinking in my head.
Oh, okay.
Adidas,
It's not Nike, not Adidas, not
not
Reebok.
Puma, not Reebok, not Jordan.
Under Armour.
It is not
Nah,
Under
they've
Armour.
been there.
They've been in there?
They've been there. Yeah. Cam Newton used to wear those.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because that's what Steph Curry got too, right? He got the Under Armour joints, right?
Yep. Ah,
Man.
He made his own brand. It's called
Who?
Curry. He made his own brand called the Curry brand.
Oh, so he did what he kind of did what Jordan did with Nike. He got
Oh,
a
that's
Jordan
what's up.
brand. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
That's what's up.
And I think Darren Fox, he is on the same deal with Curry. So, yeah,
Okay.
champion.
Ah,
Roy, it is not Buster Brown.
Is it champion?
It is not Champion.
Saucony.
It is not Saucony.
Yo,
Oh,
that'd be crazy.
We did mention that Champion was one of those brands that used to suck back in our day
Yeah.
and came back to life because
Yeah, because I refuse. I'm not doing it. I can't even say it. Boo boo.
oh no
For
no.
us, by us.
No. Locked Rain says, in all fairness, I only know because I saw it literally just on IG.
Man. Is it a popular brand?
It will be soon. It will be soon now because Steph Diggs is repping it.
I don't even. Nah, nobody in Buffalo gonna wear it then.
Well, that's probably true.
Nah, I don't know what is it. What you
I don't
got?
know.
Asics,
Wow.
right? When's the last time y'all heard about Asics being out there? Not you, Roy.
Asics is normally in like the track and field,
Yes.
cross
That's what I'm
country.
saying.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I could see. No, I can't. Never mind. No, I can't.
Now, is he part of the? Is he gonna have a say in what they look like? Because that's gonna be a big thing for me. Because
That's big for him, I'm sure.
Steph did, he's,
Yeah.
He's fashionista.
He's a fashionista, right?
But you can't wear it.
So
if he
you
has
gotta
a
rock
mind in
something
it.
like, for example, I can't. I don't mean to get on my soapbox here, but
You sure?
I can't stand the majority of the clothes brand Yeezy.
Who?
Yeezys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bro, some of the stuff is the ugliest stuff that I ever saw in my life. But
Some?
because of his name, people buying it like hotcakes.
You said some?
bro.
I ain't seen nothing quality out of Yeezy yet.
Bo, dude, I
I don't get it.
can't stand it. But here's the thing. So, like Ace said, if Diggs is repping it, of course it's gonna sell. But I think it'll sell more if it actually looks hot, right? Something that Steph actually would wear, not something crazy just because, you know what I'm saying?
Now, is this a cleat or is it a whole brand of what is this? Is it a cleat or is it?
It's just
shoe?
it looks like a cross trainer.
Okay,
It's probably
It looks like-
it's probably
like a
it's
Balenciaga looking thing.
It's probably like
No,
a
I'll
signature
pull it up.
shoe.
I'll pull it up. It's I mean, it looks like the old school Asics is just the color scheme of them is it's a little different. It's
Yo,
a
he
little
said they're red, white, and blue just to troll the Bills.
No. Let me see. Okay, here they go. You can flip through that. You know,
Yeah, this is
they
regular.
look pretty regular.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting that he Junie, I think you knocked my shot off. Yeah, you knocked it off a little bit. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Just he goes to Houston, and now he's bringing a shoe brand kind of back to life, so to speak. I mean, Asics. Honestly, it's incredible that they've been around as long as they have, but it's definitely a shoe brand that nobody has touched before now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially in the football realm.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens to that.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. If ever, it's been a long. I mean, I'm thinking maybe Eric Dickerson. Dickerson has some Asics or something like that. But
Yeah.
I wasn't really watching it back then. So
Man, I
wouldn't know.
swear, Roy and Key are like two peas in a pod, and they don't even know it. Like Roy just said, "I've never been a fashion guy. If it's not on sale, I don't buy it.
There
Brand
you
name
go.
means nothing to me."
Exactly.
Yeah.
As far as shoes are concerned, it's got to be Jordans for me. Jordans or Nikes. Like I like the Currys. I will say
like
that
them? You like
I
them?
do like the Currys. I if I had an opportunity to find a nice pair that I like and get those, I would definitely do it.
I'm in the Pumas right now.
You're into they are extremely comfortable.
That's
They are extremely comfortable.
That's what I'm looking for. How anything else?
I
T is
mean,
trapped. What I'm wearing I'm trying to stride right.
Yeah.
What do I wear at the airport? Skechers.
If I'm going to like the Erie County Fair or something like that, I would pull out some Pumas
You
or
had
some other shoes.
You had them before me.
Yeah, well,
I saw 'em.
those were given to me.
Hey, you still had some before me.
They were gifted.
I was like, he got Pumas on. Okay.
They some of them do look nice. I'm not going front. Some of the
care.
Puma sneakers do
You know
look
what?
nice. I got a bunch of Puma hoodies and stuff like that. So when I got the shoes, I was like, oh, this works.
I don't even match my shoes with my outfits. My shoes are black sneakers.
Roy says gel pads make anything comfortable. I mean,
You know what? Famous Footwear's Air Maxes.
Famous Footwear's Air Maxes.
They're Air Maxes. They're just not.
got-
They're just not current Air Maxes. They're like
Yeah.
the last generation of Air Maxes. I'm with it.
No,
$80, $90 for some Air Maxes when they're like $190. You know when they
that
first
black
come
pair
out?
you got?
No.
Don't you got a black pair?
Air Max?
Yeah. No.
No, those are Pumas. Those are Pumas. Those ones you thinking about?
Oh, okay.
With
I
the-
got
yeah.
I got a gray pair that I got from Famous Footwear. I just needed that color in my my
Oh,
repertoire.
no, I haven't gotten there yet. I still don't know. I don't know.
I
I wear
rock.
brown dress shoes.
Man, I rock any sneaker that I think is hot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not loyalty to a brand. Like, if it's hot, it's hot. I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Mel, yeah, you two are dressers. I'm just here for the for the height.
You just here for the Chevettas?
I'm here for the. I'm here for the height. That's all I got. That's all I can offer you. If you get past the height, I got nothing else.
Okay.
All
All right. What else we got?
got something, Mel?
I did want having connectivity issues right now.
Okay. while you're reconnecting your ivity issues, I just want to tell you guys, man, this is a scary day.
Why?
Today?
Well, not just today,
Oh.
but they're catching up.
Who's catching up?
You know, first it was basketball, where America's not necessarily the greatest team in the world anymore. We don't have all the talent.
Okay.
Did you know? I'm sure you saw it, but there's an under 20 world league or world contest in football. Japan beat US 41-20.
Was this
Soccer? You talking about?
Football.
Like American football?
Like this football
was
right
this-
here.
Was this full contact or was it like
This football right here with pads and helmets and such.
really?
41-20. Now,
Who's the American team?
this is under 20.
Who's
Oh,
on the
under
American team?
No, these are under 20. So this
Oh,
is
I got
amateur.
you.
But the point is,
oh.
the point is, like we talked about a while ago, you know, the league in Africa. There's a league in Germany. There's a league, in Serbia. They coming, man. They're coming, and you can't just say the greatest football players in the world because you're in America, because that's all we play. We're the only nation that plays this sport.
Listen, there would be nothing better in the world than to talk about global NFL leagues.
Oh man.
Like, can you imagine the Olympics having football, American football, as an Olympic sport?
Oh man.
Like, flag football has already made it. To have tackle football, padded football, helmets, and all that.
Man, I don't know. I think you might start a war, dog.
Okay.
You might start a war. Think about it. If they team come in like, you got smashed, 75-14. We're declaring war in this.
Let somebody's Russian nephew get blown up on the field on a crackback block. It's time to start throwing bombs.
That's gonna be just like when Jokic and the brothers went at it. The Murray, what was it? Who was it? Junie? The brothers, the twin brothers, the Morris brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be just like that. But I mean, further, I wanted to go further into this and let people know that, it's been around. People have been, we've had, as you know, Buffalo. Ed Wang was drafted by the Bills. He was the first full-blooded Chinese player to ever play or ever be drafted. Heinz Ward is half Korean. He was born in Seoul. Young Ho Koo is Korean born. Roman Gabriel is the only Asian American MVP ever to play in the league.
Wow.
So I mean, the list goes on and on. You got Taylor Rapp. He's partial. You got a couple of guys that I didn't even know were even of Asian descent. So it's popular, and I'm glad that it's happening. I like to see diversity. I like to see somebody else challenge you for your throne. And this is the first step in there to see where we really measure up in our own game.
Who would y'all put on the American Olympic football team?
Ooh.
If you're talking about pros,
It's got to be. I mean, the highest level here is the NFL. So I mean, it would have to be NFL players.
If it's me, I'm putting first team, NFL first teams.
Like all pro.
Yep.
Okay.
That's my squad. But it all depends on the competition, because you remember the Dream Team. Everybody was saying, like, dude, that's too much. Like, y'all gonna bully all the other countries. Like, it's not even a contest. And I don't think them boys ever lost a game, right? So to me, it would depends. I would think that the stars, they will probably watch first to see what the competition looks like, right? So they might see that you might send a couple of good guys, but maybe not all your best guys. But then if it's competition, I could see Mahomes be like, yeah, I'm in. Why? Oh yeah, I'm playing.
So kind of like what happened with basketball.
Exactly.
I would hope.
Exactly.
I would hope. Because basketball even became a popularity contest. Even like with the dunk contest, stuff like that.
Yep.
We've never seen the best high flyers in the contest.
Correct.
They don't have the heart for it.
Right.
And it's not even a competition because the guys are, we were kids. The guys that played in the All-Star game were in all the other events.
Right.
But now you got to go get the jobbers. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are better than me in basketball. We know this already. But we got to get guys that are 10th, 11th, 12th men on the bench to compete in this event, and nobody even knows. I mean,
Right.
McClung and guys like that is like.
Yo, that man, speaking of that dude could dunk, bro.
But that's all he can do.
Man.
That's the thing. See, he always could do it, but you'll never see Zion do it.
Yeah.
After Vince Carter, nobody wanted to do it.
He kind of killed it, man.
After that, they had to figure it out because you couldn't come out. They had that stupid wheel. They did all this other nonsense. So I think in the spirit of competition, I would love to see football players want to compete.
Yeah.
And would it be fair? No. But
You don't think so?
not at first. Not at first.
It depends, because we don't know what them other squads look like.
Well, you got to think about it too. You have the infrastructure already in this country for the high tech stuff,
And
the
we've had it the
programming. Yeah.
longest.
That's true. That's
so
true.
You got to give them a chance to catch up,
Right. Right.
or you don't. Whatever you want to do.
but the same way the basketball world caught up. I mean, I'm sure it would catch up probably a little bit faster because there's more money invested in football right now, especially with what the NFL's trying to do, globally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They piqued an interest. They piqued an interest. in it.
Right. Roy says to make it fair, AJ Klein should be on the team.
I think so. AJ Klein should play running back.
What's the Roy asked this question earlier. I didn't get a chance to bring it
You
on.
disrespect my man Roy?
No. Roy knows I completely respect him in the same way that I respect you.
Be careful. Oh, see, that's not good enough, Roy. He don't respect me.
He said that's not good.
Don't
That's
fall
not good
for it.
enough.
Don't fall
You
for
deserve
it.
better, Roy. You deserve better.
He said, "What's the most any of you have spent on footwear? My budget for shoes, steel toes, is $50, and sneakers is $25."
In 2024?
Well,
Yes, in 2024.
Wow.
no, Roy, I will.
Only reason why I said that for real, I was looking for sneakers for my kids, bro. You
Yeah,
go
that's
to like Famous Footwear or like the cheapest joints, you still paying $30.
Walmart is even tough. I mean, even though the Walmart shoes, I know Roy wears he said it with the Velcro. I don't know if he was joking or not, but he said it in a previous episode, and I think those are even almost $30. To be full disclosure,
Uh-oh.
He gonna take the foot out.
On the desk.
these shoes are older than my son.
What?
I've had these shoes. Yeah, these shoes are older than my son. So, I bought them from Famous Footwear. All right.
Okay.
I think I paid $70. My son is 7 years old. The most I ever spent on a pair of shoes was a pair of Timberlands when I was 21, and they were $150. I always wanted Timberlands because as a kid, Mama $300 again. When I was a kid, I had those those winter boots that had the Velcro strap on the side, and all I wanted was to be like the kids with the boots that actually had ties on them. So I had to go get me some Timberlands with my first summer job, and after that, you know, I got Timberlands. I got the the lower end from Famous Footwear or whatever I found on sale. But no, I don't keep up with the Joneses at all.
I'm trying to think. I want to say with tax,
This gonna be
maybe 200 with tax.
With tax?
Yeah, that's it.
Roy, they ain't holding the tax bracket. They ain't another tax bracket.
That's the most you spent
That's
on
the
jerseys?
most. Like, I'm trying to think. Either they were a pair of Timbs, or they might have been my Superman Reeboks, the 25th anniversary edition of Shaq joints.
Wow.
But even I want to say nope. I want to say those was like one something. Yeah, it's got to be. I want to say boots. Like, you know how like boots like maybe like 179, but with the tax it came out to like 20 something. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's probably the most I ever spent. Because normally, if they ain't hot, or I still got a limit, man. Like, I'm not paying more than whatever. So
I don't know. I get weak for a pair of J's, man. I
You get how many? Wait, you get
something.
what?
I said I get weak for a pair of J's. Like it's bad. It's bad. Especially if it's the right color scheme.
yeah.
Oh my gosh! Listen, I had this would have been like 4 years ago or something like that. I bought a pair of black, white, and like the clear bottom 11s, the Jubilee joints, the Jordan 11s.
Okay, hold on.
And
Go ahead.
is one of the dopest color schemes, and I loved them because it had like the Jordan written along the lace loops. You know, it had the J, the O, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was so dope. The black ones, the black top with the white, those.
Okay.
So those in my size, huh? Yeah, them joints right there. Those weren't in season. Like usually when they come out in the stores, they're like 180, 200, something like that. But if you get them out of season and you got to get them off of eBay, they gonna run you right around 250, right? I got the last pair from this seller for $275. I ended up paying like almost $300 after tax.
Okay.
I mean, to me, if I really love something, I don't mind spending the money on it.
Right.
You know what? I wish I could say that, but I'd be like, yo, I'm about to. Remember when we first started getting our Was it PS4, 3, and you guys had it, and like I kept coming over, y'all like, when you getting one? I'm like,
Oh, that was the 4.
I'm like,
That was the 4?
Yeah, it was the 4 because I was on that 3 till they stopped making 2K for the 3.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I got to come over to the other side now.
Yeah.
But no, I can tell you the funny story about Jordans. I refuse to wear Jordans, and
You refuse?
I refuse. I'm not a big Jordan as a man fan. I don't really care for the guy. But I really like the Jordan. I don't even know, Jordan 12s, maybe, whatever number it is.
What's your favorite Jordan? Mine is definitely the 4s. Those are my
Jordan
favorites.
12s. This way, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, those right there?
Christina, you
Okay.
sleeping? She never had a pair of J's, bro.
Who, Christina?
Yeah, she said she never had a pair of J's.
I think she did.
Ooh.
I think she did.
But this is the kick.
Bully's favorite is the ones. I think mine's might be the 9s.
Those ones with the little bubble?
In the back, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the bubble?
Yeah,
Okay.
remember the citrus joints I had, the all black with the what?
Yes.
Yeah,
For you guys that are listening on Spotify, I'm looking at all of these numbers up as they say them.
yeah.
See
The
what they're talking
9's
about.
definitely my favorite. It looks so good on the foot. You know what I mean? Like some J's look good in the picture, but they don't look good on the foot.
Yep.
You know what
Yep.
I did? I went to the outlet and I saw a pair of Jordan 12s,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Cool." I threw them on. Well, I said, "Come here, garçon, come over." What do these do? He was like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Like, do they have like foam pods?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "Do they have Air Max? Do they have the?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "So what do they do?" He's like, "They look good on your foot." I said, "Man, put them joints back in the box." Man, put them back in the box. And T was there; she could tell you this. But also, this
That's
is
worth something, Keyshawn.
this is how bad I am. When me and T first started dating, like she would wear Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
All Air Force Ones, all the time. And so she's like, "I gotta get some ones so we can go work out." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Because I like how they look." I said, "You need some cross trainers." She's like, "Why?" I said, "What are you looking to do in these shoes?" She's like, "What do you mean? I want them to look good on my." I said, "What do you need the shoes for? You're fulfilling a purpose. You can't wear ones to go to the gym. You gotta have." She's like, "But she got those cross trainers, boy. Them Air Max never went back. Her shoes have to do something.
Really?
They have to do something now."
Wow.
Okay.
So the household is intact. The household is intact.
y'all on one accord in that point. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's the way it should be. Roy said, just checked. Walmart has my Athletic Works on sale for $16.98.
Oh, you still
Yes,
in there?
sir.
Okay.
Saturday.
You still in there?
That's
Roy? What is the regulation size?
deal
What is the
right
regular price for it though? Because I know they got to be pushing 30. I know they're pushing 30 just because.
yeah, like regular retail.
Yeah.
they gotta be.
Even at Walmart, because I've seen the prices. Not that I'm going to get them, but I've seen the prices and they're not what they used to be.
Okay. I have no idea what that is.
No, I will probably forced to be buying like 2 pairs of sneakers every 2 years. I might get 2 pairs of sneakers every 2 years.
I usually get 4 at a time. I don't know.
No, I get like one in February and the other in like November. Then I'll get a pair of boots. I mean, that's it.
Columbus Bully's favorite is the ones.
Okay.
Uh,
Jordan ones. I think I know which ones those are though.
oh
Yeah,
wow.
those-
He said his mom used to buy
Yep.
buy him Sprints. They were not for $9.99.
Sprints, yeah, Sprints, Voits,
remember
Spaldings. I had
a pair of
Cobras.
What?
I had some Cobras.
Ooh, I ain't never seen them before.
I ain't never had
They had the strap. I thought I was doing it.
I'll never forget this until I hit my grave, son.
What?
I was in grammar school.
Mm-hmm.
Remember back in the day when it was just the regular phone on the wall
Mm-hmm.
in the classroom?
Yeah.
Bro, I'll never forget this.
That on the wall.
I was sitting at class.
Wait, not the one that you had to hold like this.
No, not that one. Not that. Give me operator, sir. Operator. Operator.
I had to clarify because he might be thinking of those. You know
Matter of fact, it was at 71. Your mom was right there.
She might have been there, but I remember the phones. And by the way, on record, screw you.
Yo, we got a phone call. The teacher went, boom. And then she's just like, oh, okay, I'll send them right down. Hung up the phone. She's like, Tremel, your mom is here with some sneakers. I was like, what? I had no idea this was happening, no idea what was going on. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. She's big smile on her face. Go around and get your sneakers. So I get out of my desk. Everybody's like, yo, what you get? I don't know. So you get the J's? I don't know. You get the pumps? I don't know. Bro, I go downstairs. My mom's at the office. Key. I see that Payless bag. I'm like, oh, no.
Yes, sir.
No. My mom was like, here, put these on.
It's like, not now.
Key. I flipped the box open.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They were white, Buffalo Bill sneakers.
Yes, sir. Oh, you know what's funny? But I could double down. I had white Syracuse Orangeman sneakers
Bro.
with a Syracuse Orangeman outfit.
Yo.
It was. What do you call it? It was. What do you call it? Not warm up pants. A warm up pants and a warm up shirt.
The breakaways?
No, it was the cotton.
Oh, the cotton.
The cotton. But mind you, I was
Like
like,
with the white cotton inside?
it didn't have no cotton
the-
inside.
the-
It was
the
just.
liner?
It was no. It wasn't no liner. No. It was like the I don't know. You know the warm up pants like you wear now. Yeah, but it was tight, and I was a little chunkier. I had a little flesh on me. And I was taller, so yeah, mom gonna take me. I didn't do that. Yeah, you did. I have pictures in this outfit. I will find them and show you. Mom. I'm sorry,
Dude,
Mom.
my mom was like, go ahead, take them off and put these on. And I'm like,
Did you at least have Buffalo Bill? Everything else?
no. so I'm like, can I just take them upstairs? She's like, no, put these on. I gotta make sure you could see if you could fit them. Yo. Dude, I put them on. She's like, okay, you good. She took my other sneakers, put them in the box.
Oh, son.
And I'm like,
Were you a Bills fan at the time?
I mean, I've been a fan since
okay.
since I was
It don't
5,
matter.
but we don't wear Bill sneakers, bro. Then I had to go upstairs, dog. Like it took that was the longest walk to the classroom I've ever did in my life. And I'm walking up the stairs, and I'm like, man, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
I wouldn't have went back. I just would have hid in the bathroom.
Hey, yo, I went in the room, bro. I just put my head down like this. Just went down, sat down, and everybody was looking like, ooh. Bro, devastated.
Why did she snatch your other shoes? Were they like Nikes or something?
Huh?
Were those Nikes or something?
What I had on?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but they was black, so like they was decent. They was old, but like they was.
Right.
Ain't nobody talk about me. You know what I'm saying?
Fresh white.
The fresh white
Buffalo
ones.
Bill. Oh,
so you
man.
know they was back then it was the high top.
Yeah.
So they chunky,
Yeah, with the
bright
thick
white with the
With the
Buffalo
thick
Bills.
tongue, Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The pain.
Oh man, yeah.
Junior lucky. Junior lucky.
Bully,
man.
you right. He said trauma.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Big
We
time.
live in that.
Big
You
time.
lucky you ain't go through that. No, I saw you as a kid. You were fresh.
About to say,
Yeah, he never went through
hey, even
No,
even
you were
hold
fresh.
Up. Even as a baby, he was
Yeah.
fresh.
You know
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
show you some
saying?
pictures.
You know what I'm saying? Yo,
I was
the man's mom called me talking about can you help me go in on this Spider-Man leather jacket for $400?
Yeah.
As I hung up the phone without saying anything, I thought to myself, okay. Yeah, she did. She was like, I'm trying to get him this Spider-Man leather jacket. You had it too. You wore it. She got it for you.
I had sunglasses and everything on.
Yeah.
$400.
$400.
How old was he at the
child.
time?
He was 3.
Child's jacket.
Right. It wasn't even, yeah. Oh, you remember? Yeah. You remember,
Yo.
yeah. Right. $400 for that thing. Right.
I was freshman.
Right.
I ain't know it was 400. I would have picked. Yo, if I knew it was 400, I would have picked this phone up, called your mom back, and then hung up on her again.
My sunglasses be fresh.
Yo,
But you know what though? You know what though?
Huh?
Because the way we were brought up, like we know how traumatizing it
Yes.
was not to have.
Exactly.
So now we're in a position where we can get it. We want our kids to be fresh.
But,
like we
you
want them
know,
to be fresh.
Also, a lot of it was they did the best they could. So
Right,
looking back
right,
on it,
right?
why am I the way I am with the humor and stuff like that? Because I wanted to keep you from jumping me. Yo, look at this clown. He's
I
calling
don't-
Bushwick Bill. My mom cut my hair and everything. It was bad. Yeah.
Key, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. You was the same height at 13. Who jumping you?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
They
was
would?
coming- Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Oh man.
Oh, it
I would be
was-
scared to
yeah.
even talk to Key.
Listen, if I had that kind of reach, I dare y'all to jump me.
no,
Right?
no.
Y'all can't even get to
it
my
was too
body
many
before
of
I
them.
jab you in the face.
Yeah, it was too
I'm
many
like,
of them.
hey,
Oh.
what grade you in?
And these cats, no. And these cats
your
are older
grade.
than me. These cats are older than me.
they were older
Yeah,
than
they were
you.
older than me.
Ah,
okay.
okay.
All right.
I'm like
that makes
10.
sense. That makes
So
sense.
they had some weight on you.
They like high school and I'm 10.
Ah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I thought you were talking about like people in your own grade. I'm
No,
about to say,
no,
they
no,
ain't
no.
that
Not
crazy.
yet.
Never in my grade. No, these cats are these. That's
We
the
going to
problem.
the same classroom. I'm sorry, dog. You
Nah, it ain't happening.
getting off on me like
That's
that.
why when people
And
say-
one of y'all down there getting off on me like that.
Silence peasants. When people say,
You know what I'm saying?
I wish I had your size.
If I
No,
gotta
you
look
don't.
down my nose at you, it's over. You ain't winning that one. I'm sorry.
Silence peasants.
It's not happening.
But yeah, no.
Man.
Man, we
Christina
started right
says,
into-
I hope my mom-in-law watches this.
she was there.
She don't.
She know?
We could play it for because my mom was hit you the same way.
This might be a good one.
That
Ma,
didn't happen.
Watch this.
My Why.
This is what I went through.
The name of the show, My Why. So yeah, where were we?
Yeah, before we got on the Jordans.
The fours, man. The fours. You got to see the fours, Key.
Fours? Okay, I'll go to the fours. Jordan.
Yo, the fours are nice. Not gonna lie, fours are definitely nice.
Key, them joints hot, man.
Yeah, you get them in the right color scheme, they real
I don't
nice.
like these.
The military blue, the Toros.
Well, see,
Toros
the
are nice.
thing about these I don't like is because they look like other shoes. They look roughly like other
Or
shoes.
do other shoes look like them?
Because like the ones you said, what was it? The 11s. You said was it
no,
the one
the
with the
nines.
bubble? No, the one with the bubble at the bottom and the black, the all black.
Yeah, those are the nines. It has
Oh, those are
the-
nines.
yeah,
Who
it's
said
got the
11s?
bubble on
Did
the
you
back.
say 11s, or was 11s the one I like? Wait,
I think the 11s were the ones you said you liked.
no, these are the ones I'm talking about.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
these are the ones I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah.
These right here.
Okay.
Yeah, those are like my first encounter with like, what the hell are those?
Concords?
Well, no, yeah. It's like
Concords is like probably up there with the Breads as one of the most iconic Jordans.
yeah. Look how much it costs now on this website. Farfetch.
Yeah.
Hey Roy, you ready for this? $680.
Hold up. Find the Breads. Look, the Breads is the black and red ones.
I saw some.
You see them?
Look at these. Well,
$793.
look at these.
Yeah, but those,
$1,100 for these though.
But those ain't.
Yo,
those
you said
ain't original.
1,100?
$1,100 for the
Oh, yeah.
Air Jordan 11
Good
Retro
Lord,
Win like
that's a lot of
96
money.
sneakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Breads up there for $1,133.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
Oh, this is like Price is Right. $1,133, $1,134. What is the actual price?
$1133.50.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
That's
a great
crazy.
shoe.
It's
man.
ridiculous.
It's a great shoe.
But the
I just want to know what it does, huh?
people, man, they don't realize, like, I don't know if you ever saw the Jordan documentary about them sneakers and how he got the deal.
You hate? Oh no.
Bro, crazy.
Yeah, I know you
crazy.
hate
Like,
the
everybody just pretty much poo-pooed on Nike. Like, what? Like, hey, we don't wear that. We ain't wearing that.
Yeah.
Right.
And he said,
yeah.
and he said,
Yeah.
bro, he,
Yeah.
boom, blew up. And then I didn't know, so they had a rule back in the day, you could only wear, your sneaker had to be 80% white, right? You couldn't wear nothing else. And then they had him with the ones
Yep.
with the red, black, and white joints. He
Yep.
put them on there, and he got fined,
Got fined.
but bro,
Kept wearing 'em.
people's eyes was like this. What are those? And
I mean, you
everybody
gotta think
wanted
about
them.
How much he got fined? How much he made off of those shoes from wearing them? I'll take the fine all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
And
go
that's
ahead.
probably what he was thinking
I
And it's
can
probably
tell.
the most iconic sneaker.
of all time.
Right.
It's got to be of all time.
Right. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
White Towns King said that's resale. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Roy, like when the shoes first come out in the stores, they're usually somewhere between 180 to 215, like just fresh off the truck, right?
Yo,
but
stop
what-
the presses. I'm sorry to cut you off. Look at this.
What?
$3,100 for these shoes here.
Yeah,
You said 31?
$3,100 for the retro high top leather patent. Yeah, heck no.
yeah, they probably come vacuum sealed and everything too. Like if they're from that age and
Yep.
somebody saved them, yeah,
Yep.
it's because you can say like these are the originals.
I remember in school when it was hot, when people used to skip school just to wait
Yep.
in line at Foot Locker to get them.
Yep.
And they would come to school late. Like, I got them sneakers. I'm like, dang.
Where was I?
Yeah,
You know, I must not even pay attention because I knew I wasn't getting them, so I didn't care.
that's probably what it was.
Yo, I knew. I was like, yo, where everybody at? Oh, he had Foot Locker. I'm
I just
like,
thought they were being
why?
truant.
Yo, I was literally this close to getting my first pair of J's when I was in high school. I would have been over the moon had my mom did this because these were the Flint what is that? The Flint. What's the ones with the bubble like up by the ankle?
Ooh, I like them.
You know what I'm saying? Or the 13s? Yeah, look at the
The
13s.
13s.
Yeah, it's the 13s. They were the Flint blue 13s.
My man Sheldon had them joints.
Yo,
Ooh, them
My
joints was hot.
my mom was like, all right, I'm going to go to the store tomorrow and I'm going to get them. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, man. I was like, yes. She came back and told me the next day, yeah, I talked to one of my coworkers and she said they hurt your feet. So I'm not going to get it because they don't have arch supports.
That's right. You go to hell.
Who
That's right.
gives
You go to
a
head
damn
to him.
about some arch supports when I'm freaking 13, 14, 15 years old?
Hey,
My feet work just fine at this age, mama. I want the daggone shoe.
just looking out for your future. I applaud
Yeah,
that.
right. Okay. And then I still ended up getting into a car accident at freaking 18 years old and T-boned by a car doing 50.
But how were your feet though?
You know what? My feet were fine. Thank
See?
you for asking. It worked out. Yeah, you're right.
The rest of you was jacked up with the feet though.
But you see how she asked somebody else who has probably don't even wear them, but just that was a hater back in the day.
Nah.
She about to get your son what? Oh no, don't get them numb. Them joints is
Exactly.
They were skeptical.
Hurt your feet.
They were skeptical. They got in the aisle. They was in that boy doing squats. Like, nah. They did the Cat Williams run down the aisle. Nah, these don't make you no faster. Nah, forget this.
Man.
So going back to the Bills, unless you guys want, I don't know.
No,
I'm sorry.
we can-
I was
No, you're good.
sorry.
No, you're not sorry because this is actually funny.
My story wasn't funny. It was sad.
I thought I heard somewhere in there he was gonna piss me off today or something.
I was
like-
with you. I was with you
Okay.
because my orange man suit and you had that. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture in that. Try to cue that up. If you can find it, I'm putting that thing on my Twitter. So if you guys, to Bonius Lex and Dorothea, y'all both follow me on X now.
Okay.
The rest of you guys follow me on X for some other crazy stuff. I'm telling you right now. I like to let my hair down on there. Yeah. It's luxurious. Hey, yo! Huh? It's up there. You don't see it? Man, I'm shining and glistening.
Okay.
So
right. Do we need to hit the button?
Yeah,
Hit the button.
Hey, yo, bro.
so the I had stuff from a show or two ago where everybody made this big hoopla about the wide receiver hype video. Did you guys see it?
Oh yeah.
Was that the one where he was catching the? It was like, oh, look how good they're looking. in the
No,
camp?
it's with all the wide receivers.
No. It's with 5. of the
Okay,
12
I'm
wide
sorry. I'm sorry.
receivers.
The 5 name guys that we have
And
on
one
the team.
miscellaneous one that nobody.
Oh,
I
I
swear, I was
got you.
like, could that be Hamler? He was smaller, so I'm like, because he had a visor on it, they had no number on.
Oh,
Because they had obviously Samuel, Shakir, Coleman, Hollins, and MVS.
Yeah.
Then there was like this dude, like roster wide receiver. You know, in live they said that no name guy.
yeah.
He had this generic number and a visor helmet on it, and he didn't do anything. He just stood there. I'm like, that might be Hamler.
They ain't have no previous highlights of this dude playing.
They wanted to keep you in suspense.
They didn't have nothing in camp.
No. I said,
That's sad.
oh snap, my nose. I squinted and hoped really hard it was a little head Hamler. So yeah, that was crazy. Let's see. What else do I? Oh, I had a question for you guys.
Uh-oh. Okay.
This is near and dear to my heart.
Uh-oh.
Dang, he dropped the thing in anticipation. We jacked up.
Mic drop.
So going into the season, as it stands right now, is there anybody on this team that is untouchable in terms of you can't say nothing wrong about this dude? I don't want to hear it. Is there anybody on this team like, yo, I don't care. Don't say nothing bad about this player because you're wrong.
Josh Allen.
Fine.
Osiris Torrance.
Thank you for giving effort.
Cybo.
What? Wait a second. Wait a cotton picking second. Are you serious right now?
He said Josh Allen. I'm like,
Right. I can't
Actually-
pick low hanging fruit now. Is that what this is?
I mean, I got a bone to pick with Josh.
Really?
Yeah.
What you got? What?
He ain't win yet. I got a bone to pick with him.
He won the Super Bowl.
My guy.
No. Listen. I was saying this to my pops earlier today. This might have been yesterday actually. When your quarterback has to compete against his own head coach to win games, I put no weight on the quarterback's shoulders about winning a Super Bowl at that point, because the head coach's job is usually to make the quarterback's job as easy as possible. And they have not been doing that.
Yeah.
It's the main reason why Mahomes has won the way he's won and Josh has not. Athletically, Josh is a superior quarterback to Mahomes. He's bigger, he's faster, and his arm is stronger. And they both process the game just about the same way.
Yeah.
If you watch them on tape, they both process the game just about the same way. What it really comes down to is the options available for Mahomes that aren't there for Josh.
Yeah.
The calls that are there for Mahomes, as far as from a coaching perspective, that aren't there for Josh.
Yeah.
So that's why I look at that situation. I say, yo, I don't blame Josh for nothing that happens with that dude right now.
So let me ask you this. By the way, I was just playing. So I do agree with what you said. I definitely agree. But one of my issues that I had with a guy was,
what's up?
one of the issues that I had was that remember Tom Brady was ruling over the Bills, and I can't stand that dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to always say man, Aaron Rodgers is way better than this dude. And they said, how? Like, tell me why he's better. Stronger arm. He can do more. He can run. He can scramble. He throws, better play action. Like, I got all these. His skill sets was bigger, had a bigger bag than Tom Brady's. And I'm like, yo, he's better than Tom Brady. But then as I got older, I'm like, wait a minute. So I put it in this comparison. So you got Aaron Rodgers with all these weapons, all these skills. Tom Brady, to me, he only had like two things that he was like elite at. That's it. I got this guy with all the tricks and all the bags, but he can't find a way to win. But this guy's winning with what he has. So does that make him better? Or what do you guys think? Because, like, I was judging off of what he can do, not what he has done. And my brother was like, well, look at it from this perspective. And I'm like, man, he's kind of right. Because, like, if he's doing everything with just these two skills and he's dominating, he's got to be better because he has less to work with, but yet he's more successful. What do you guys think about that? Would you say he's whoever has the more weapons or the more like talents and attributes are better, or the guy who's actually winning with what he's got?
I think for me, especially in football, the construct of how it's played, it's got to. I kind of lean towards who falls into the best system.
Okay,
that's the way I look at it. Obviously, basketball you can be a one-on-one sport, but football it's really team versus team. So, he can be great, but he's never going to play, directly head to head with another quarterback. So I lean towards, if you're talking about just a man, I lean towards a guy with more skill. So if you're talking about, I mean, you if you really want to look at it, who had the better season last year? I guess you could say Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. Will say. Not even talking about like physical attribute.
Yep.
One's got an MVP. One got to the playoff. One had 13. They were the first team. But is Lamar Jackson the man better than Josh Allen? No, it's just his system is built and catered better to him, which kind of leads into what Aramis said.
Okay.
With respect to, despite. I don't really want to go as far as to say it's despite, because I think it could be a lot worse for Josh. But I think that plays into a big deal.
I kind of look at it like this. The first thought that came to my mind was the way that I'm capable of producing music, right? The system I use is it's a starter system. I use Mixcraft, right? And Mixcraft is one of those. It's not a membership thing where you pay every month. It's just you pay, $200 and you own it, right? But when I first started, that was perfect for me because it came with sounds, it came with all the mixing stuff, the mixing plugins and stuff that I needed. So it was the equivalent of going and buying a Casio piano, them little toy Casio pianos, and learning how to play piano on it, right? But I started to use that for my business and produce music, and I've even had a song that I mixed and mastered and all that and recorded here get an award from this organization here in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? So for my skill set to be as good as it is on equipment that people would consider not even industry standard, not even close to industry standard, that speaks to my level of skill with what I'm doing, right? And so when I think about what Andy Reid has done with the Chiefs, it's the equivalent of that. He's so masterful in the way that he schemes up things and uses the pieces that he has that it really doesn't even matter what he's taking into the game, because he's already figured out how he's going to use the pieces that he has in a masterful way to beat the team that he's going up against. And when you have a quarterback that you can connect with on that level, it just takes the whole game to another stratosphere, right? Because now you've got the communication. You're able to teach the quarterback like you want. You're able to basically take your mind, put it into your quarterback, and put him on the field, and that's why you have what you have now. So when I look at what the Buffalo Bills have done with their team, yes, we've had more weapons. Yes, we've had more depth and all this stuff, more, but has our head coach allowed our offensive coordinator to instill what Andy Reid instilled on offense? Has our head coach allowed the defense to incorporate what Leslie Frazier wanted to incorporate as a whole, so that we can have the type of defense that Leslie Frazier had with the Vikings, which was choking teams out in its heyday, right? For me, I think that's the difference between what Josh has had and what Mahomes has had. Is you got a coach that knows how to win a knife fight with a butter knife. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, to add to that, I think I agree. I mean, honestly, that's what it is. I mean, you think about any sport, any player that excels. Even Jordan. Jordan wasn't always the best player on his team. Hell, he got cut from his JV team when he tried out.
Right.
You got Kobe Bryant, who got drafted 13th overall and got traded draft day. You got Pat Mahomes, who was traded up from the Bills. You got guys on top of guys on top of guys that you didn't see it coming. And why is that? Because they fell into the right system. And that's why when people have the GOAT discussions, I can't join in, because it's too many variables.
That's true.
It's just so many variables. The eras, the coaching, the team around you, the environment. What did you put into it?
Yep.
When I was in high school, was I the best player on the team? No, but I was pretty good. But at the same time, there were guys on the team that outworked the hell out of me,
right?
Because they wanted it more.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say that now. Was I talented? Sure. But these guys wanted it more. And, when my son tells me, Dad, I want to be the best basketball, I said, you better start now then.
Yeah.
I said, I'll show you what you need, but you're going to eat, sleep, breathe, and crap basketball, football, whatever. And I didn't have it.
I used to tell you that. I used to tell Junie that all the time.
It's true.
That's true. How it works.
My brother told me that because my brother plays semi-pro football, and he used to tell me that when I was playing Little League. So he told me this at like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
The same thing you said. He said it like, yo, if you want to play, you got to eat, sleep, like everything is about football. Like that's what you got to do.
Everything.
And I'm like, man.
And that's when you realize either I can do it or I can't.
Right.
You're talking about walking around school. Guys had footballs in their hand because they fumbled in the game and they had to carry it. That was their assignment. Right. I remember walking to the Sweet Home basketball, the girls' basketball team. They had to walk around school, all of them with basketballs, because they had too many turnovers. Yeah. But see, the thing about that is, when you see those guys on the field and you see some of them doing push-up, is that for show, or are you really pissed off at yourself? Yeah. And the one that's really pissed off at yourself, you don't sloke on it. Kyer Elam. You write it down. Hopefully you learn from it and you grow. But see, that's instilled at a very young age. Yep. You got to have the right coaches at a very young age. You got to have the right mentors. I had guys approaching me to be my manager when I was 12 years old. They wanted to be you're going places. You're already 6'2", 6'3", and you're 12, 6'5". You're going places. Then I blew my knee out. Nobody knows who I am anymore.
Right.
But see, the thing is, even before that, I didn't have that work ethic that it took to get to there. So I knew I wasn't going to the league, basketball. But some of these guys, you can tell, D3, D2, whatever. You don't have to go to the top dog. Kobe Bryant hated AAU basketball. Hates it. Hates the whole concept. And the common practice is you have to go AAU to go to a D1 school.
Yep.
So there are ways around it. You're going to be noticed if you're good enough.
I found that out the hard way, because I used to play with kids who was playing, starters in the high school, whatever, and we play pickup, and I'd be right with them. I'm like, man, I'm just as good as these dudes. But I never had the mentoring. I never had the coaching. Never had none of that. This is just raw ability, raw talent. I was good, right? I never forget this. I tried out for ECC. I was playing. But that's when I knew the level difference. Mm-hmm. Like these dudes, they've been in the gym, playing, lifting. And don't get me wrong, I could keep up with them, but I saw where the gap was. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Physically, I could keep up with them, but they were more dialed in when it came to understanding of the game, where to be, how to play this position, and all that. Yeah. So I'm like, man.
How to read. And see, the thing is, I noticed this, and I hope nobody from my son's basketball clinic is watching, but it's the same perpetual cycle.
Yeah.
My son is doing basketball 5 sessions, and they never showed him how to shoot a basketball.
Really?
Yeah, really? They play these dribbling games. They do this bounce pass, chest pass, and step through. No, that when you tell me something that minute and that technical, that tells me you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because when you're in the heat of battle, you're not gonna be thinking step, then pass. Chest. No, you're getting it there, and you're going to make the next move. That's what you're doing. One hand, two hand. You need to be ambidextrous. You need to have dexterity. Yeah. And they don't teach that. because everything they teach, and I'm looking back when I played, it's all in a vacuum. It's all principle. It's all theory.
Right.
I can't use theory when I'm in the line of fire, when it's crunch time. So when I was a senior in high school and I knew my knee couldn't play college ball, I went to a camp. They let me go for free. Johnny Flynn was in this camp. Paul Harris was in this camp. Those guys was going D1. And guess what I did? I did what the hell I wanted to do. And I got most valuable player that whole camp with NBA players in the camp.
Wow.
Because I just didn't care. I knew what I wanted to do. Like these plays they ran and stuff like that. I'm like, we had this, I think, what was it called? It was called, I forget. But the whole kind, it was a baseline takeout. And it was me and the guy 6'8" was in front of me. All they do is lob the ball over him, and I'm supposed to chest to his back. They lob it over him, I catch it and shoot it at the basket.
Yeah.
I'm like, we did it all season. I was like, this is dumb. So what I did was I caught it, I pump fake because they knew it was coming, and they jumped, and I went around and stuffed it. And the coach was like, all year long, we ran this play. Nobody ever did that. And when I did it, he was like, what the hell was that?
He was mad?
He couldn't figure out why I did that.
Oh.
Because he doesn't have the concept. I said, there's a counter. There's got to be. Let me try this. And I did it.
Right.
But that's the thing. They don't teach that. And the guys that really teach it, those are the ones that you see like with Steph Diggs out there. You see with James Cook. You see with these guys, Keon Coleman, out there in the trenches on the field working it out. Because they know what it takes. And they didn't get the training that some people that need it do get.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I noticed. Like, so my daughter is in theater class and she sings and stuff like that, and she's watched me from a very young age, in the studio recording and everything, and I even put her on the microphone, let her freestyle and sing and whatever, just to get her in the game, right? And there's times where as a dad, knowing how far ahead of the game she can be if she just starts now, I try to coach her. I try, no, baby, you gotta widen your jaw when you
right.
you know what I mean? Like
right.
Vocal training tips, all that kind of stuff. And for younger people, it's like they hear that and it's like, ugh, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to get too serious about it. I just want to have fun.
Right.
It's like the idea of training automatically equals hardship and unfun or not having fun. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that to say, to a degree, I think that might have been what Sean was kind of up against when it came to how he dealt with younger players. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the major reasons why I think the two young coordinators that we have now is going to play a big part in the progress and the growth of both sides of the ball going forward if he's still here. You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
I think all of that is to say, what I've had to do with my daughter is whenever she has questions, give her as much information as she's willing to take. I don't try to feed her with a fire hose anymore. I just, you know what I'm saying? If she has questions, but, and this is one of the other things that I've tried to make sure I do more with my children is I try to show them what the options are and what they look like. So instead of recording here in the booth, I took a lot of the microphones home, and now I record in the office, and I work on music in the office so that they can see and hear and feel what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things where I'm not sure if Sean has reached the point yet where he's at a level to be able to impart to these players in that way, because he's still got a 6-year history of, poor decision making, and then after the poor decision making, somebody else is getting fired or cut or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like, man, if these things can get tweaked, we might have a whole different head coach on our hands, and one that it might actually be capable of winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I think to go back to the question I asked you guys, I don't know if anybody answered in the comments or not, but my untouchable guy has got to be, to me, is James Cook. Why do I say that? Because every year he's been asked to do more. What's that?
It's got to be James Cook?
For me, yeah, it's got to be.
Interesting.
Because the thing is, everybody says replace him, do this, do that.
Replace Cook?
Everybody,
Really?
Ray Davis, he should be number one. I'm like, yo, they say You said that, but it's not you. No, it's not. It didn't come from you. I was listening to Locked On, and like, you know, you do your research, and I respect the hell out of Joe Marino. So don't get me misconstrued. But you know, all they say is he was catching the ball, but now he can't. So let's replace him. Okay. But that was his claim to fame, and he showed you something else. He showed you he could do. So the only thing I will listen to with James Cook is the drops, because he has to clean that up. But for me, I think the sky is the limit for James Cook, just on the trajectory he's been in since he started even in college. You know, the more they ask him, the more he does, the more he gives. And you got to respect what his skill set is. And it's a skill set we haven't had in Buffalo in how long? Yeah. Shady?
Yeah.
You know, so, and even then, you know, Shady was good, but, you know, but he was towards the end of it.
Right.
I think James Cook is definitely a running back that could be in line to maybe get a second contract with the team. And that's why I say it. You know, he's going to have to show something this year.
Yeah.
But it was just tough to listen to that episode about James Cook. It was just slanderous. Like, they say, oh, you know, Ray Davis does all the things he can't do. I'm like, okay, he can get the short yardage.
This was on
Locked On.
Oh, okay.
It's like he can, but then they're like, he can pass block. Didn't we prove that he can't? Didn't we already talk about that?
I mean, I don't even think it's that. See, this is the tough part about football, is it's not always about can the player or can't the player. A lot of times, especially here in Buffalo, it's a matter of, does this player do it the way the coaches like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think the answer to that is still no, because he doesn't have the technique. Now, Joe Marino said he doesn't have the technique, which in my mind, I'm like, so he can't. You know, if he doesn't have technique, what do you have? The same blocker as James Cook. James Cook, he throws the shoulder. Ray Davis throws the shoulder.
Right.
I watched a lot of his pass blocking reps, and it wasn't good. Could it be better? Yeah, it's going to be better. Yeah. But, you know, I think, for me, that was just a tough episode. I listened to it because I'm objective. I want to hear everything.
Yeah.
Now, I had another side to that. Is there a player on this team that you think is unjustly criticized?
I don't want to take the low hanging fruit, but
you see his face. I was. Did you have him? Yo, Judy, did you have him? Did you have him when he smiled? Because he had this look of peace came over his face. He was like,
unjustly criticized. I'm gonna
what's
say.
The low hanging fruit?
I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it.
Oh, it's low hanging fruit. Like, I want to hear this.
I'll leave it up there, but
don't climb the tree a little bit on him.
Yeah.
Say that again, Key. What we're looking for, the player who is
like unjustly criticized.
I'm gonna go with. I kind of want to go with Ed Oliver. I kind of going with Oliver.
That's a good one. I didn't think of that. That's a good one.
So the reason why I said Oliver is because everybody is like disappointed because to them he's never lived up to his expectation when he got drafted. Right? Mm-hmm. He was never that Aaron Donald type of D tackle, that guy to come in there and that's what people expected him to be.
I know.
Right? But the way the Bills do that rotation with the defensive line, I feel like nobody really has the opportunity to really go off because they're always rotating.
Yep.
And Key brought this out. He's not around the right players for him to eat. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a good player, but if he had the people that's around him, he could probably be more impactful and be better. So I think for him, I would say he gets criticized a lot, but I don't think it's all fair and warranted for Ed Oliver.
I that wasn't my guy, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
When I think about what they've had him do, play a lot of one tech, and like you said, I've screamed about one techs forever, and we finally get one. He was good, and it got Ed Oliver another contract. And Ed Oliver came out for a sequel, and the one tech got hurt. He played next to Jordan Phillips. He played next to Tim Settle. He played next to Elianku. He played next to insert name here. That ain't fair. And he still produced. Right. He still produced last year.
Right.
I think that like you said, that Aaron Donald BS, I don't know what that was about. But it was unjust, and we talked about it on draft day. I remember we went to get pizza that day, and I was like, yo, we better not take a D tackle. And they took this guy. I'm like, I am going to freaking flip. I am going to lose my ish. He's like, I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. So You're right. I think Ed Oliver would qualify. He definitely qualifies. You got one?
I'm gonna go with Josh Allen again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Josh Allen again. I mean, to me, I thought the low hanging fruit might have been Kyer Elam. Okay, but yeah, I think it's Josh Allen. I think he's unjustly criticized. I think so much of what has happened on the field has been that way because of the culture that was instilled around him from day one. From day one, it's been if Josh doesn't spin on his head, the game doesn't get won.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the pieces that you put around him are all, lesser talented tryhards, and Josh is the only superstar on the field. It's like, what do you expect him to do?
Right.
At that point? You know what I'm saying? You got these guys that are easy to lock up or easy to get past because they're out of position or they're just not talented enough. And Josh has got to make all these plays. And yeah, it's great to watch. It sells tickets, and it's beautiful to have this guy be the face of your franchise if that's what you're about.
Right.
If you're about the culture, like we talked about, if the culture is that important to you, this is a slam dunk. But if it's about winning Super Bowls, I'm sorry. This is it's for me. It's easily Josh Allen is the guy that is overly criticized, even for the interceptions. He's got the most. He's got the longest streak of interceptions in an NFL season amongst all the quarterbacks currently. He had 9 games with an interception in a row. Mm-hmm. No other quarterback is close to that. I think the next closest one is like 4 or 5 interceptions or something like that. And I don't even remember who that was. But
how many touchdowns?
To me, that speaks volumes. You're an NFL quarterback, and you threw that many picks, and you still the starting dude. You still in there killing it. Why? Because look what you do after that. You know what I'm saying? And he's that game breaking of a player that you can't take him off the field.
Exactly.
I add to that. It speaks volumes about the coaching staff. I know you hate that, but think about it. How many coaching staffs are going to allow this to happen?
Right.
They're like, yo, yank him. What is he doing? Right. What was that about?
Right.
No,
yes,
Keyshawn, do not give them credit for that. Are you kidding me right now?
No, I'm not.
Why? Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't I?
What? Okay.
Why wouldn't I?
No. If this was any other coaching staff, I don't think Josh is put in a position to make these mistakes. Think about the growth that we saw. Think about the growth that we saw just from him working with Brian Daboll and Jordan Palmer in one season.
You're talking about a head coach who pulls running backs for one fumble and doesn't play for the whole game. You're talking about a coach that pulls.
This is the guy you're giving credit to.
Yeah, the same coach that leaves you in when you throw 3 interceptions across your body.
No.
So I kind of basically
he ain't got no choice.
So what I think is a bit of both. What Key is saying is this coach, when you make mistakes, he's yanking you. To A's point, when Josh makes a mistake, he can't afford to take Josh out because he knows there's nobody in there who can do anything better.
Right.
So I can see where you could say it's good on him for not, but A's like, nah, it's not good on him because he has no other option.
He would lose his job immediately if
now,
he pulled Josh.
Now, yeah.
After throwing 3 interceptions in the game. Can you imagine the Jets game? He just pulls Josh out.
No. Can you imagine being pulled when he had 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions? When did he ever get pulled?
Yeah, but he's a young quarterback. That
That's
was his first season.
That's when you pull him.
That was his first season.
That's when you pull him.
No,
yes.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Listen,
I mean, I've seen them do that with quarterbacks, young quarterbacks like that. When they make a lot of things, they do pull them. They make a lot of mistakes.
Usually,
And he didn't.
okay. I'm gonna go back and research this. Usually, coaches that let the quarterback go out there and make the mistakes like that, most of the time, if the quarterback is good, it works. Mm-hmm. But we have seen coaches have quarterbacks like Matt Barkley and Mitch Trubisky where they do leave them out there and it doesn't work. So I understand that there's 2 sides to that coin, but my point is this: when I debate or argue with your point, my thought process is, if they put Josh in a better offensive scheme with better players and a much better offensive line, the interceptions don't get thrown. I don't think it's a matter of Josh throwing a bunch of interceptions on his own in a vacuum. I think it's a matter of exactly what we saw last year. Dorsey's system sucked ass. And because it was so bad, Josh was frustrated playing in that offense. He was frustrated being boxed into these options that don't beat NFL defenses. And so he's got to try to make stuff happen. And whenever he's forced to try and make stuff happen, which is literally all the time, that's what it looks like.
Well,
The one thing I want to add, though, to that is you got to look at the way, too, Josh plays, right? Josh is not a quarterback who's afraid to, he's going to air it out. So to 100%. Me, if I'm a coach and I know who Josh Allen is, I'm going to expect him to throw interceptions
100%.
Because that's his game.
But not just that, but Dayball maximized what Josh likes to do, which is throw it down the field. We don't need a run game. Josh likes to throw the ball, so we gonna throw the ball.
Yeah.
But because you want to run the ball and play defense like an old school head coach, now you're choking away what your quarterback loves to do.
And sometimes when you throw picks, it is because he's trying to make something out of nothing. Also, I have seen him where he overthrown or he missed them or he just
off throws.
Yeah, off throws
where he wasn't supposed to throw. The guy was sitting,
right
because he wanted to test it. And that's one of those deals where, of course, when you're in your first year of your $40 million contract, you're not going to say, hey, nah. He had 5 turnovers in the game against the Jets last year. Right. 5. And, no, you're not going to bench him. All you can say is, ain't smart. And only the wide receiver gets criticized for it. But in his first year, when he's thrown across his body.
Is that what this is about? This is about Diggs?
No, not at all. Not at all.
He slid that one in there nice and slick, didn't he?
What I'm getting at is,
wide receiver. Wait a second.
What I'm getting at is, where was that his first year? Now, you're talking about right after, was his 2 coaches removed from a head coach that said, don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm pulling you. You make a mistake, you're done.
Bench.
And he meant that.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to Justin Fields. That's what happened to, Mitch Trubisky. That's what happened to Now, McDermott picks and chooses, Gabe Davis, who he allows to make mistakes. Mm-hmm. And Josh is one of those guys from day one. He was not Josh Allen.
Well, who else would you say he's allowed to make mistakes besides Josh? I can't think of anybody.
I would say Davis, Josh, and maybe to some extent
Gabe Davis, you talking about?
Well, okay. But to some extent
Singletary too.
You're right.
Knox and Kincaid.
You gonna leave Knox out your damn mouth?
No,
I'm joking.
To some extent,
I'm joking.
Right, and listen, he'll drop him, but he wouldn't pull him out.
Right.
He not. Yeah. Oh, hey, bitch. But running backs, Kyer, anybody else? Nah.
Well, see, Kyer he doesn't even get a chance to mess up.
Well, so
you got a point.
He's not gonna mess up. He's not gonna play. He's good.
Well, so here's where I'm connecting dots on this thing. And I'm basing this opinion off of some of the stuff that I've read in the Tyler Dunn report, some of the stuff that I've heard that happens at One Bills Drive. If you're not a part of the inner circle culture that Sean McDermott has worked so hard to instill in the building, if you're not buying into that culture, you don't get the same leeway that a lot of other people get. Right? Singletary, one of the boys. Dawson Knox, for sure, one of the boys. Who else did we name? Deion Dawkins, for sure, one of the boys.
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis, one of the boys. So it's one of those things where Stephon Diggs didn't buy in. Because he was so great, it was hard to get rid of him for so many years until eventually Steph Diggs got to the point where he was like, I see the writing on the wall, just do what you're going to do.
Yeah, they found something, anything.
Right, they found something, and they ended up getting rid of him. Same might be said for Von Miller. We still haven't heard anything about the domestic violence case, but there are players on the team like James Cook, like Kyer Elam, who they get pulled.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I think that's part of it is because they're not completely opening themselves up, legs wide for this culture to you know what I'm saying?
Shakir was another one, but eventually he proved himself.
He had one drop in the UNC for half
the
season.
Remember that
was ridiculous.
Remember that one big one where he burned the dude.
Yeah.
He was open. I'm Josh got him, and he dropped it. I'm like, if he would have caught that, man, he would have skyrocketed.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's one pass, man.
And remember James Cook, when the guy snatched 2 hands on the ball. Cook is like trying his hardest to get down.
Yeah.
And You're done for what 3 series? Like, yo, we're getting killed on the ground now because you said.
Yeah.
What is your point?
Now, like to what A was saying, sometimes that's what players need to get back on the right track, right? Sometimes, but other times, like some players is like you take them out, nothing is not going to impact them. It's not going to change. Like they're still going to do that because it's more than just they don't have the ability to do it or not do it. It's just they need something else. There's more to it than just he had a bad game. No, there's something wrong with the system.
And that's what I hated about when James Cook got benched and then he came back and had a decent game.
He came back and killed it.
But the thing is, he had
it worked.
He had like 2 carries before. So how do you know how bad he was?
So he's like, yeah, it worked. See what happened?
No,
See, he fumbled when I came back. He was killing it. See, it worked.
Like he might have had 30, 40 more yards if you left him in.
Exactly.
It's such an old school mentality. It's
It really
not even
is.
funny. Most of the time, that doesn't even work with young kids
No,
anymore.
they don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The culture with which they grow up in the world is completely different. It's geared towards catering to their feelings and making sure that they're not offended by anything. And you know what I'm saying? So by the time they get to the NFL level, if a head coach is taking that approach, most likely the player's going to shut down.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Case in point, I just took the kids to see Inside Out 2, right? And the girl, she's a hockey player. And, as she's getting older, she hit puberty, and now she has these new emotions and anxiety. The thing about anxiety was it kept planning for the future, but everything they were planning was a negative future, right? So eventually, like Ace said, oh, I'm good. But then when she would mess up, she was like, oh, man, we got practice tomorrow. What if I mess up again? So it created more issues. So now, in her mind, she's not good enough. Right?
Yeah.
So like A was saying, you take her out, she's never gonna come back from that because now you just killed her. She don't think she's good enough to even start, to even play.
Right.
So how does she get back from that?
Yeah.
You just can't do that anymore. Like, so back in the day, that was cool, but you can't do that nowadays because kids are wired different, man.
Yeah. What I would have done with when Shakir dropped the ball, something like that, I would have drawn someone that I know he likes to run, and got on the ball again.
Get
Let
his
him touch
confidence
it.
back.
Yep, let him touch it. Like in basketball, you're on a shooting slump. You slumping. I just need to see the ball go in the basket. Free throw. I'm about to heat up now because I saw it happen one time. I know how it feels. I got this.
Yeah.
And they just don't like that.
That's one thing I liked about Curry. Like when he does his training, he don't start shooting threes when he get out there. He does the layups, he does the short shots.
Yep.
He starts short and then he widens it up. And he's one of the most prolific shooters in the game, but he even knows you just can't go out there and just think you're going to bang threes.
Right.
I don't care how good you are. Like, you have to see it go in. You got to have confidence. You just can't off the rip just think it's going to happen all the time.
Right.
Sometimes it will, but you just can't think it's automatic. It's going to just happen that way.
Right. I think for me, I know A gonna jump on this one.
Let's see it.
The most unjustly criticized to me, Von Miller.
Really?
Why? Because when he came to Buffalo, he was 32?
Yes.
When he came to Buffalo, he had an ACL. He had an Achilles. The Buffalo Bills offered him a 6-year, $120 million contract for what? For a name. You said last show, Von Miller wasn't even that great, the year before he came. He wasn't the Von Miller. So what made you think when he came to Buffalo, not you, that he was going to be the Von Miller again?
Right.
What made you think that he was going to miraculously be non-injury prone? What made you think that he was going to be disciplined? What made you think he was going to get you 20 sacks at 35, 36, 37 years old? Because his name is Von Miller, because he played in 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
That's old.
Yeah.
Just like the Bills when they got Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
Just like the Bills when they brought in, if you want to say LaShawn McCoy, who was older. Just like the Bills when they bring in these older name people.
Yep.
It's a name.
Yep.
Von Miller just signed on the line and took his money.
Yep.
You are owed 8 to 10 sacks from this guy. That's what you're owed, 8 to 10. And he hurt him. He was on his way, and he hurt him, got hurt.
It's kind of like when A said where they don't know how to do the D-line. So basically, they was desperate.
They were desperate.
Von, he just won a Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. He can still play. We get Von Miller, we turn the ship around.
Yeah.
He ain't the answer.
He ain't the answer at all.
He's not the answer.
A 32-year-old guy that does something you have nobody else on the team for him to groom.
Right.
And he wasn't even the crazy part about this. You might remember me screaming about this. Danielle Hunter was available for trade from the Vikings
Yep.
that same
Same year.
He was younger than Von.
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
he?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
think
he's
at the
still in his
time he
20s.
was 28, somewhere around there. He's like
He
in his
might be
prime.
30 now.
Right. So you got a guy who's faster, bigger, maybe a little bit stronger, right? Because Danielle Hunter is like 6'5", 260 something, right? Big boy. And but the thing about Danielle Hunter, he's a speed rusher. Like the man is fast, right? So putting him on a team where you had the combination of Ed Oliver and name your one tech, and then you got Greg Rousseau on the other side, who's your traditional left defensive end, more of a run-stopping guy.
Yep.
That's all you would have needed at that point to play that base nickel 4-3 defensive line in the traditional sense. That's how a defensive line is supposed to be structured. Right end is your speed rusher. Then you got your one tech, your three tech, and your run stuffing defensive end plays the left. That's always how it's been.
And I think the rest of the defense would have ate too.
Right.
Edmonds, Milano, with him there, oh, they would have.
Because now they got a double team.
They would've
With
ate.
that speed and that ability, they would have had to do that.
Look what
Think
they did
about how much Ed Oliver would have eaten with that.
So
dude
look
on
what they
there.
did when Von first came.
Yeah.
Look how much they got when Von first came.
Exactly.
I mean,
But
your younger guy.
instead of giving up a first round pick for the guy like you should have, you valued your draft picks higher than winning.
Yeah, you didn't care about money. Didn't
Yeah,
think
oh.
about didn't think about,
Right.
didn't think
Yeah.
about Josh getting because Josh is still what he's what did they say he was number 9 in
11th.
guaranteed money or something like
guaranteed,
that.
I'll tell you. I think
9 in
I
guaring.
think he's the 11th.
Yeah, I think it was 11th.
Yes, 11th in total contract.
Total,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
But then you got Tua coming up, you got Dak coming up, you got Brock Purdy who's probably going to get something.
Yo, speaking of the Tua one, I don't see how that's gonna work, bro.
They ain't got no money.
What?
Bro, Waddle and Hill are like one of the highest paid wide receivers.
That's the
They're
highest
not gonna pay
paid.
Tua.
That's the highest paid wide receiver tandem they have.
Yeah, so like you saw what Lawrence got now for Tua. Can you argue? Would you say you're better than Trevor Lawrence?
If I would say Tua is better than Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
Yeah.
So like he should get paid more. So like there's no way Miami can afford it. There's no way they can
They
afford
can't.
it.
But what Tua has going against him is we've seen what Tua looks like without Mike McDaniels.
Right. Now, to think
know what I'm
about to that point, I was thinking something along. I forget what I had. I texted my friend. He said, "What do you think Tua's worth?" I said, "Probably 37.5 guaranteed per, and it's upwards of 47 to 48 mil.
Season.
Total per season.
Yeah.
And that's still not top 5 money.
Right.
But that's the going rate for somebody that led the league in accuracy and in yardage last year.
Yeah.
Whether or not you have Tyreek and Waddle doesn't matter. He still gets paid for what he did last year.
Right. Right. And to me, his performance was better than Lawrence's.
Yeah, give him 3 years. If you don't, you have to give him that kind of money. You have to, and he's got to want to take it.
I mean, I'm kind of happy because they're in our division and they're going to be hard up for money because
Yeah,
like they
they're
can't pay.
done.
They cannot pay. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it.
No.
So
But here's the thing that kind of makes me nervous about that team is they're literally a draft pick away from being extremely dangerous.
They
right?
are. They are.
And here's what I mean by that. So we saw Skylar Thompson take us to the wire in the playoffs. And that's Skylar Thompson. That was his what, third start that season?
Third or fourth year.
Yeah, I think he started
You don't
like
have
maybe
that
3
many.
games before
You don't
that.
have that many.
But to see what Mike McDaniel was able to do, not just with Tua, but with Skylar Thompson, imagine if he gets an opportunity to trade up and draft a young up and coming quarterback.
I mean, I'm looking at him like I'm looking at Shanahan because Shanahan took Purdy to the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
And you got Tua. I mean, we saw Tua. I don't care what people say. Tua at Alabama was not good. Jalen Hurts was even worse. Okay. So Tua is not this revelation. And for what he can do and what he's shown, I'm worried.
do you think who would you rather have, Tua or Purdy? You think Purdy's is up there with Tua, better than Tua?
I think Purdy's better. I
think he's
Purdy-
better?
Yeah, it's the way he processes the game and his arm, to me, is a little bit stronger than Tua's.
No, that's true. But see, that goes back to what I said earlier with the systems.
Right.
You know, McDaniel's system too is perfect.
Because he's it's all about time and
Like that.
accuracy.
Right.
and he's
Right.
got it.
And then Tyreek Hill, you say, "Oh yeah, Tua's more accurate than Pat Mahomes." You know what I'm saying?
But the other part of that too, though, is the system that Tua's in. It's a one read system.
Exactly.
Because of the timing, he doesn't have to go through progressions.
And we talked about it when we were at the game. Remember, I kept
Yep.
saying that. I said, "Watch this.
Yep.
Look at his head. It don't move.
Yep.
Right.
It never moved. He's 3 seconds. Like, why is he not getting sacked?
That's why that's why his release time was it was the fastest in the league
Yeah,
last
lightning
year.
quick.
Mike McDaniel made it that way. He built the scheme to where snap the ball, ball's out. That's it. Quarterback don't have to think. He don't have to process nothing. It was literally Mike McDaniel sitting in a little compartment into his head, controlling everything,
Yep.
making sure the ball got to where it needed
And
to
that's
go.
that's why when they dropped the 70 burger in Denver, they played us the next week and we beat them because we pressed them. We pressed him, played the man. He screwed them all up.
And the one knock on McDaniels is though, like every time they play a good team, like the good teams know what you're gonna do, but to me he can't adjust. Like when you play a good team, like if that's your read, like and they're stopping it, what are you gonna do?
Well, that's because of your quarterback.
Right.
like if
Right.
your quarter, so that's the thing too. Like we've seen Purdy now be able to handle the NFL game once a play breaks down, and when you have a quarterback that is good at staying in the pocket and staying within the scheme and playing out the system, that's cool. But now you add on to that the ability to make plays whenever things break down and get to that second level of decision making in a sense. Purdy has shown the ability to do that. Tua has not.
I ain't gonna hold you though. Kittle, Samuels, McCaffrey,
Bro, he got squad.
and Ayuk.
He got squad, bro.
Listen,
You can't find an option there,
ask
yo.
the man how easy it is to play football right now.
Bro, he got squad.
I know. He's like, yo, just pay
And
me.
his offensive line?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
They got
how-
Trent Williams as a left tackle.
Bro. I know I play wide receiver, but I would try to play quarterback.
Give me my money. Show me the money.
man, where McCaffrey? Like, what do you do? Just let me know where you're gonna be at. I'm gonna get you the
Exactly.
ball.
Just
I'm
run
gonna get
by
you the
me
ball
and
and
hand it off.
I'm a cook.
Laura said Key's comment about Von Miller made me realize I didn't take my blood pressure meds.
Sorry, Laura.
It was true though. LOL. Bill's fault.
I'm sorry. This show's an expose. It's all about the truth and what we believe to be true.
Yo, I got an interesting exercise with the Bills. So right now, before training camp, before preseason starts, what do y'all think the Bills are favored versus like the season games? Do you think they're more favored or less favored?
You mean underdog versus
Yep.
underdog? I think we're underdog more.
Yeah, I think
Think
they're
so?
going to be less
Yeah.
favored. There's a lot more people saying that they're going to be lucky to make the playoffs.
So let's go through it if y'all don't mind.
Oh, you got the numbers
I
up?
got the numbers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Week 1 against Cardinals.
Is this
Over
this,
or under?
Is this like points or just straight?
This is there's points, but I'm just looking for who's over, who's the overdog, who's the underdog.
Yeah, I ain't want you to be like, oh yeah, we're under because it's 3 point. I'm like, I don't
Where's-
know all
where's
that.
the
But
game?
Here.
Over.
What'd
which
you
one
say?
is it? Oh, Arizona.
First game, yep.
Oh, yeah, that's over. That's over.
We're over.
It better be over. And they better win.
Week 2, Miami. Under or overdog?
Where's the game?
Miami.
Miami underdogs. Only because of Heatgate.
What you say,
Man,
eh?
that is going to be a hot one. Ooh.
That's
But it's a night
at
game.
though.
Oh,
It's a
that's
night
right.
game.
It's a
But
night
it's
game.
still
Yeah,
going to
that's
be
right.
like
It's still
80
Miami,
degrees.
though. It's still
80
Miami.
degrees and humid.
I know, but it's different at night though. That heat is different at night. It's different at night.
I've never been.
I'm gonna say over.
You want to say over?
Yeah, I mean the record speaks for itself. Josh has owned that team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
think it's over.
So right now, they are Miami's favorite by 1.
Ooh.
Right now, they're favored by 1.
Yeah, I 100%.
That might change like
It'll
after
change after
Say
we
I'm gonna go
win.
to like 0.5 or something like that by the time the game starts.
or it might even flip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Depending
think
on
it'll
what
change.
they look like.
Right.
Jacksonville.
And that's in London. No, I'm joking. That's here, so that's going to be over.
Heavy underdog on that one.
Right. Because we're going to leave the day before the game.
You're right.
What'd you say?
It's here, right?
Is that here?
I'll pull up the schedule.
Yo, watch it be a London.
No, I
I think it is in.
So yeah, Jaguars is here.
It's here. Okay.
yeah, we're over.
What you say?
Yeah, I'll take over.
Yep, we're over.
Okay.
So 2-1.
Next, Miami.
That fast?
No.
No,
Ravens.
I'm sorry.
I'm about to say that
I'm
fast.
sorry.
The Ravens?
My,
that's under.
My
Heavy under.
my mouse is acting funny.
It's all right.
Ravens.
In Baltimore.
In Baltimore.
I think Baltimore is the favorite.
Yeah. Under.
By 3.
Yep. I mean that's what 3 is home field, right? Usually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
true,
think
true.
that's gonna go up by the time it hits that week.
Texans. Houston.
In Houston?
Yep.
Yo.
Under.
Yo, right now?
Under.
Right now.
Under.
True, but it's only a point.
How come you didn't say only when the
I
last
think
one
that's
came
gonna
up?
grow.
You said a point with your whole chest last time. Now it's only a point.
It's only a point. Right?
Yep.
So next one we got. Come on, stupid mouse. Oh, it's my bad. Jets again.
The Jets,
Yep.
and that's
It's at New York.
at New York. A wants to say underdog because
I'm going to say under.
what do I think they're putting? I think they put us under 2.
If Aaron Rodgers is playing still by that time, it's under. I'm sorry, it's under.
1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they got more respect than the Texans.
Yeah.
Wow,
Titans.
Titans
that's at home.
over. We're the favorites.
Yeah, we're the favorites.
Yep. Favorites on that one. Then we have the Seahawks.
They have a team still. No, I'm joking.
It's in Seattle.
How dare you speak
In Seattle, I think we're underdogs in that only because of the time difference and the Bills don't travel well.
I'm going to say we're going to be favorites in that game.
We are favored.
I would think so, but I think it's going to change because
It's gonna
they think the Bills travel horribly, and usually they do.
Yeah. All right, Dolphins here.
Actually, I could contend that the Bills are undefeated traveling to the West Coast. And I'm thinking about the game against San Fran in San Fran, the game against LA in LA.
You might be right. I think so.
I mean, does Arizona count? No, I don't think Arizona counts.
No.
Don't kill me. I don't know where the states are.
It has to be. It would have to be the Chargers. It had to be the Niners. It would have to be. It could be the Raiders because they were in Oakland.
Yeah.
Seattle is the farthest though. I know Seattle. That one. What is the record against Seattle? Well, I can look that
In
up. But
Seattle?
I
Well,
can
I'm
look
talking
it
about
up.
like under Sean McDermott. I think they're.
I don't know if they. Yeah, I'll take a
Okay.
look. But
Yeah. So we have Miami at home.
I think we'll be favored, but not by much.
yeah, favorite.
Favorite.
Yeah.
Favorite by 3.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that's I'm thinking that they're thinking just give them the home field
Yeah.
plus 3 on that one.
Colts.
It's in Indy. Man, I'm
Favorite.
okay. I'm gonna say this is gonna change by the time game time comes around,
Okay.
but I think right now we're favored.
Favorite. Yep.
Okay,
Chiefs. Bills.
at home.
Yep.
Regular season. I think they're gonna. Okay, this is what I think there is. So I think they're gonna put us as underdogs.
Yeah, under
Over.
The reason, no,
What,
you know what's
plus
funny
3?
about that?
+1.
plus
What's
1.
funny about this? I thought they were favored, but I'm like we beat them in the regular season.
Yeah, we
twice in
always
a
beat
row.
them. Yeah.
So I'm
yeah,
thinking
that's
like, yeah, no, not this time.
That's what I'm saying. I figured they would too because they say, "Oh, your roster sucks.
Right.
You lost all your good players,"
Yeah.
but we're still favored against.
That's surprising.
We're
It's
still favored
very
against
surprising,
KC.
especially
I'll take it.
against the Chiefs.
That's
who
what I'm
just won a
saying.
Super Bowl.
I'll take it.
Still favored against them.
Yeah, we've only lost against them once in the regular season, right?
Yeah, I think
That
so.
was the Clyde Edwards-Helaire game.
I think so.
Oh yeah, he smashed us to pieces.
All right,
Next we have 49ers.
here at home, night game.
Yep.
49ers in Buffalo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, no, we got to be underdogs in that one. Got to be. What week is that?
They were just in the
Or
Super Bowl.
you have a date? No, you have a date though.
Nah.
I'm gonna say as of right now we're over. I'll say +1.
You say over?
Yeah.
You say
Okay.
under? We're under right now.
The reason why I asked that question is because if it's late in the season and they have to run,
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about our run defense against all those weapons.
Yeah.
because we're not good against the run. And I can see McCaffrey and Debo and all those guys just trying to run wild on us.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
And McDermott's saying, you know what? We held their passing down. Dude, shut up.
yeah. So they do have what you call favorite over us. Next one, the Rams.
Where they playing these days? LA?
I think I'm going to say over.
It's in LA?
Yes, in LA.
Yeah, we'll still win that.
Over.
Nice.
And next we have
Definite under
the Lions.
in Detroit.
Is that? Let's see. I wish I knew what weeks these
I
were.
don't even know why you taking so long to think about it. It is definite under.
You saying we're under? Underdog?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. In Detroit? Bruh. Don't you do it. You got
I'm doing it just because.
What?
Over.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Just to
We were the same with too many games.
just to poke at me.
Underdogs by 2.
Right.
figured. I
As
figured
it
much.
should be.
Y'all heard that, right? He said as it should be. So cancel him,
As
not
it should
me.
be. Listen, the team was just in the NFC Championship game and rightfully should have won.
Bills and Patriots.
This is a thing, huh? I don't care where they're playing. We're favorites. That's the one. I stand on that.
We
I put
over
my
it. It don't matter where we at. We
I put my
over
top
against
dollar
the
on that.
Patriots.
We're over
period.
on
This is the highest.
like I said, I put my top dollar on this. I'll put a $5 bid on this one.
That is a over. Next. Bills and Jets.
And that's here, right?
Yep.
A would say under because he thinks they're gonna win a division. I'm gonna go. We got to be favorite in that one.
He spoke for me, so I.
We're favorite.
Were you really gonna say under? Were you really gonna say that?
I would. Yeah, I think it's gonna change. I think it's gonna change by the time we get to that point in the
Okay.
season.
We're
Yeah.
favorite for that one. Bills and Pats again.
Yes.
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, come on now. I'll put another $5 on that one.
We are over.
Yeah. Lindsay says, as a Floridian, a night game in South Florida is a lot cooler than when the sun is blazing down on you.
I know, Lindsay,
Really?
but we're in Western New York. You know, I don't want to hear about how much better South Florida is at night versus during the day. I don't.
Laura, you ain't had to put my man Rich on blast like that. She says, OMG, the poll, 95% Josh Allen, 5% Mick D. You know that was
We
only
know who that
Rich.
is.
You're right. Right.
So what do you guys think about that? I think there's only 4 where we are not the overdogs. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think they're gonna win 11 games. So I don't really care how they flow.
And this is Vegas giving us.
You know what?
You know how
I
Vegas go.
want to be the underdog. I want to be.
I would prefer to be the underdog because I think the Bills play better when people think that they can't win.
Yeah,
I do think that's a great point, but I think as far as Vegas goes, Vegas is going to do what's good for Vegas. So some of these games they shouldn't be under. Some of these games they shouldn't be over.
Yeah.
Once people get to see who these teams really are by like week 4,
Yeah.
all of this is going to change. I can promise you that. All of it is going to
So
change.
when I saw this, I was surprised because I was thinking based off of what national media said, the window's closed, they lost all their good players, like don't count on the Bills doing anything. I was surprised to see that we're favored in so many of those games.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Some of that I also think is like the plus 3s. Like that's just that standard home field. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of these games are probably going to move down to 1 point or flip by the time that the game time actually comes around. And I mean, listen, I hope that it becomes a situation where the Bills have figured something out that teams just can't deal with, and we are right back to living the 2020 life. But we got to wait to see that. Laura says, I think it's surprising. Our schedule is hard, and we're up against tough teams in a year where we've lost some really good players. She's saying it's surprising as far as the over-unders and stuff like that. Yeah.
like I said, I think we discussed why I could actually listen to somebody saying this is a better wide receiver room than it was last year. Obviously, there's no one player that's better than Stephon Diggs, but after that, pretty much everybody's better than everybody else.
Yeah, I think the whole equals
Yeah.
more than what Stephon Diggs gave you.
Yes. Yep.
Just the floor being higher makes it better.
It's a multiple-headed attack.
Yeah.
So to go into so what is this? Is Josh
So the premise,
Josh's offense versus Sean's defense, or
yeah. So the poll is whose magic will carry the Bills to the playoffs in 2024. Is it going to be Sean McDermott and his defense, or Josh Allen and his on-field magic?
Well, yeah,
Carry it into the playoffs, or level play in the playoffs.
Let's take the playoffs off the board for a second, and
Okay.
let's just think about just the season, like who
contribute the most to the success of the team this year.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be the offense. I mean, it's got to be. Go ahead, I'm sorry. If you say 2000 Ravens, I'm walking out of here. Just so you know.
I don't like this, man.
We didn't ask if you like it or not.
The reason why is because we talked about it on the show. I think the defense get bailed out by McDermott's system, to where mediocre players or not elite players still looks good in the system, because the system that they play is you don't get beat deep. They don't do big plays. Like, it keeps everything in front of them. So,
well, that's why, like, because I thought about that too, and
Yeah.
that's why I made it Sean's defense on the thumbnail. I put Sean's defense and not just defense, because I don't want that. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that on the players.
Yeah.
It is by far the scheme, Sean's scheme.
I would say this: Sean McDermott last year alone, we were bottom third of the league in third down defense. We were one of the lesser teams in takeaways. We were, until Rasul Douglas came, we were, I think, one of the bottom 5 teams in blitzes. Obviously, we were one of the highest sack teams we talked about last show. But I mean, outside of that, you're getting gashed on the ground. We talked about the Niners game. We talked about the Lions. I think they're going to be a sieve. They're going to bleed out slowly. So they're going to allow for the offense, if they're high-powered in scoring, to win most games. But they're never going to take over and stop any opposing team from doing what they want to do. I don't think. I think they'll slow them down, but I don't think they'll take it into their own hands. Of Josh, say Mitch Trubisky is injured. Say Keon Coleman, James Cook, pick your offensive lineman, Dalton Kincaid, injured. Can the defense take over? I just don't see that happening.
So I don't think they're going to take over, but he said carry. I think it has to be the defense.
That's what I mean.
That's got to be the defense.
Yeah.
That's what I ultimately ended up picking. I think it's going to be the defense. I think when you're looking at the defense as a whole, you're really only replacing 2 players on that defense right now. You still have Von Miller and you still got AJ Epinesa. Both of those guys were here last year, so you really didn't replace anything other than your safeties. Right. And when you think about who they have there with Mike Edwards, Cole Bishop, and I'll even include Taylor Rapp, I think you've got 2 veterans and 1 rookie who is showing that he's got the skill, the talent, and the mental fortitude to play the position the way that Sean needs it to be played in that defense, right? So when I'm looking at that, I think I have a defensive-minded head coach and even a defensive coordinator that is going to be able to work with all those veterans that they have who to be honest, are probably, like, I just think the defense as a whole right now, as far as the players they have, is a lot better than what this offense is right now. Right? Do I think the offense can grow and get better? Yeah, but that's going to take time for them going up against opponents and figuring out what they do well and what they don't. But I think the defense is going to be the foundation that this team, and it's kind of always been that way. It's the way Sean wants to run his team, and that was the other reason why I chose defense, because that's the way Sean wants it. But yeah, I think when you don't have to worry about as much turnover as you had on offense, it's going to be a little bit easier to come out of the gates, running strong.
Now, I do think the most surprising is definitely going to be the offense, because I don't think they're going to be elite, but I think they're going to be better than what people think they are.
I agree with that.
I think they will be way better than what they think they are, because people are just saying that, oh, man, it's a dumpster fire. Who
The
you throwing the
offense?
ball to? Yeah.
Why would anybody say that? That's
So,
what I don't understand. Why
so
would
in the
anybody say that?
national media, because they're saying no Gabe Davis, no Diggs.
That's all you say. No,
You're
Dave
done.
Davis. They ain't watch the Bills.
Right? But
But
to them, they think that Gabe Davis is a viable wide receiver. Diggs is all world. Like, you lost your 2 top guys, you're done.
I mean, this is my thing. On offense, you have principally the same offensive line, save for Mitch Morse. You have the same running back, the
Yep.
same quarterback, the same tight end, both tight ends.
Yep.
You have
You even added a running back.
you added a running back. So for them to say that it's a dumpster fire lets you know they have not watched the Bills or paid attention to anything they've done. Yeah, the wide receiver room is not as, like we said earlier. The wide receiving room is better because of some of its parts. Now, like I said, I didn't pick the defense because we saw what happened when the defense had to come through. When the defense has been bottom third in all the major metrics. Third down, fourth down, red zone.
Time to get fired.
No, not yet. I'll be cooking though. And I think, like I said, to answer that question, the defense for me would be, can this defense carry and break glass in case of emergency?
Mm-hmm.
Can we win a game against the 49ers in the snow?
Right.
When we can't run, when we can't pass,
Right.
and we can't score 30 points a game, can we win against the Lions when they're going to run all up and down us?
Right.
Can we stop Aaron Rodgers and his offense?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then yeah, the defense, because that means that Josh and his offense can do
Right.
what they did against Vegas last year.
Can
do what
we
they did against
can we
the
shut
Redskins.
down Jackson, Henry, Flowers? Like,
Right.
If you can shut them down and
Right.
not say I have to have because see, last year the problem with the defense was, they did the best they could with what they had. Who built it? You just said it with Josh and take it. Why? Who built it?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about AJ Klein. I don't want to hear about Dorian Williams. You drafted him.
right? You put him on the team for a reason.
Yeah, he's been
They
in
there
he's
for a
been on the
reason.
team. He's been practicing. He knows the plays,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
who's that on?
All right. So I will contend, and then I want to get to these comments real quick.
Oh man, I'm
I
glad
will
we got
contend-
comments. I'm like, what happened?
We've been having comments. We've just
Okay.
been talking. We've been
I know.
talking. But I think what's getting missed is the improvements on the staff end for the defense, right? And I'm gonna say this until I'm blue in the face. John Perry being on this staff is going to be a game changer. I was talking to my pop about this too, and he agreed. When you have a guy in your corner that can process the game with the same level of speed, if not more, than you as the defensive coordinator or head coach or whatever, and he can give you a perspective on the game that you haven't had in the building ever. That's a game changer. It is an absolute game changer when you go from a bunch of guys who are, analytic guys and are trying to give you, what they think is the best, but it's taking them some time to kind of go through the numbers and all that stuff. When you go from that to a guy who's been there, done that, and can just sit there and watch the game with you and be like, you know what, it's probably a better decision to just kick it now. You know what I'm saying? Without even having to look, because he's been in the middle of the bullets flying for years and years and years.
Right.
Even more so than Sean has. Sean has never been on the field. John Perry's been on the field. You know what I'm saying? So I think having someone like that in your corner, having the ability to communicate with your team and get things across that maybe you weren't able to get across before because you didn't have the young coordinators that you have. I think both of those things are such a game changer in terms of how the defense can function. And if you got a head coach that's making better decisions in crunch time, that's the last piece to having an amazing defense. Because really, think about it, those head coaching decisions have been the only thing that's held us back from winning a Super Bowl to this point. Has it not?
I would add head coaching, and to me, more on the defensive side. I think in those crunch moments, I think our defense didn't show up. Like I said,
the players.
Part of is McDermott and his scheme and his decision making, but I think too I gotta be accountable for some of the players too, because if I put you in a position and you miss a tackle, that's not on Sean, that's on you.
Yeah,
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Tackling
So
teams.
I say both on, again, by not having those elite players to step up like Diggs and Allen when they needed to, because in the playoffs, they was always rock solid. It's the defense that crumbles because, one, the decision-making, but two, they don't – I don't know. They kind of just, when the moment is too big, they kind of fold.
That's where I am. And that's where I am. Because, I like you said, if you had elite players on defense and that edge that you're speaking about with John Perry, that, to me, how much is McDermott going to listen? To me, who's calling the defense? To me, what really changes? Because are we saying that Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer are lesser safety tandem than Taylor Rapp and Mike Edwards? Could be. I don't know. To me, there's just too many unknowns on the defensive side. We don't know about the wide receivers, but like you said,
why, I'm confused. Why would it be an unknown when you have more returning starters on the defense than you do the offense?
Well, you have, let's see. Okay, so defense, you have who? You have
everybody except the safeties has been a starter on this team.
So we're talking about last year, aren't we?
Yeah. Everybody
Von
that's
Miller
currently on
wasn't,
the
so
team.
that's 3, and then Milano was gone.
Yeah, but AJ Epinesa had
Douglas.
Milano was gone.
So Douglas.
Right.
Yeah, he was. So I mean, there are a couple of guys. I just don't think that. I just don't. I think that John Perry's influence is going to be nice, but I think it's really, you got to lead a horse to water, and he has a drink.
Mm-hmm.
He has a drink.
Okay.
And your contention, the reason why this still exists, which I'm glad because we can chop it up, is Sean don't listen to nobody. He do what he want anyway.
I'm hoping like the fact that we are where we are right now, and there is no other option other than to depend on young players.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a level of desperation in the air that has to change. It has to because to me there's no other logical alternative to this current situation for the Buffalo Bills. It's we all have to adapt and change, or we're not going to win games the way that we used to.
I think this is hilarious because I'm thinking while you're talking, I'm thinking about the Temptations movie when they went over to Otis's house and and they were showing him how to sing this song, and he started singing it, and they were in the back doing this. He's like, whoa, okay, we sound good, but y'all standing there stiff and snapping, and we young, we want to move, baby. We want so
Right.
You want to do stuff that the young players want to do, which means stunt, go after it, put your ears back, and get going. Whereas McDermott, he does old school stuff, rush forward, let's not blitz, everybody drop back. So does that mean anything? Not towards this conversation per se, but I just want to see him change philosophies, like you said, desperation. Cater to who's on the field. You don't have Kyle. You don't have limited players. You got small, fast guys that should be flying all over the place. They should be creating mismatches. They should be confusing offenses, and it's just predictable. You drop back in your zone, you stand there and wait and try to make a play. Then
I think this is where Babbage comes in at.
I hope,
because I think Babbage is going to be that voice of reason. Because to me, Sean McDermott is still him, but I think he'll put it this way. I think he has more trust in allowing Babbage to take over than he did with Frazier. I think he'll give Babbage that ear or that look, like, hey, listen, because one, the players love Babbage. Mm-hmm. Everybody on the staff loves Babbage, so you're not gonna win by muting Babbage or silencing Babbage, because the players are gonna uproar. Like, bro, come on, bro, right? So I think that's where Babbage comes in at, where the stuff that Sean is stubborn in, that he don't want to change in, Bab's like, yo, listen, we got to do it this way. We got to do it this way. Because he's proven he has success with our boys in the defense. He got success with them. Right. So if he listens to him, I think that'll put us over the edge, and I think the defense could thrive. I'm not saying that they will, but I'm saying they can.
That's where I am with it. It could. I just want to see it.
Yeah.
New defensive coordinator.
I just find it extremely funny that the one day I'm sitting here trying to support Sean as much as I possibly can,
Rich
both of y'all disagreeing with me.
Hell Babbage.
You're right.
But you know what's funny about that? The one defensive player over here says the offense is going to carry the team. The two offensive players say the defense. This show is just ass backwards all around.
I like it, man.
I do too.
Oh my god!
And you know what else we didn't have?
What?
We had no AO moments really. We had
we
had the button, and
we were all set. Got to force it somewhere.
We got one at the very beginning of the show, but we
did.
couldn't use it just yet.
It was strange.
Even Christina was like, yo, what? Real quick, Kevin writes in, our season will go as far as our defense goes. Josh Allen in the offense is not the problem. Our defense and scheme has always been the problem. Lindsay says, totally agree with Kevin. Got to stop offenses scoring points. Roy says the offense will carry the day. No AJ Klein will doom McDermott's defense. Probably. Probably.
Yeah, me and Roy's my guy.
Yeah. Laura says, I like our defense, especially when healthy. Avi, except when McD plays that pantsy prevent at the wrong moments. The prevent is the death of this team immediately at any point in the game. It doesn't matter. Let me see what else. Lindsay says, LOL, I can see Keon Coleman making that 75-yard catch come playoff time. That Diggs flat out drop it.
Okay, Lindsay, we were cool, but now we're not.
I mean, I can see him making that play too, though.
I can see Diggs making that play 9 times out of 10. So
True.
I mean, for elite wide receiver, it's not a hard catch.
Right.
For Gabe Davis, no, I'm joking. I'm sorry.
You better not badmouth playoff Gabe. You just wait till the season starts.
No, because he's going to do it on us.
I know.
Laura says, I'm going to need Key to inform his job. He'll need flex hours on podcast days, especially when the season hits. You know we're going to go with long ranting and such, LOL.
Probably will.
And I think she's trying to help you out. You said we ain't had no Ayo moments. She just wrote a big Ayo on the chat. So
push the button.
There's that.
Hey, yo, bro.
I don't know how loud that is. Hopefully it's because we can barely hear it
It's
in
audible
here.
somewhere.
Roy says, defending McDermott, Steve Lynn must not be in the chat. Damn, Roy, that was on point. That was on point. All right, let's get this music started before Keyshawn gets fired here.
I actually wanted to help break stuff down today, so good.
Yeah, okay, all right, we on point then. We on time.
We're good.
Okay.
No, as long as I'm going like a 5 rotation.
I wrote it down. You ready? I wrote it down. Listen, when I get chewed out by my son for not being organized, right. When I get chewed out by my son for not getting organized, no, we gotta fix that.
This is the fastest 90 seconds you're ever going to see, folks.
We're gonna be out of here in 10 seconds.
Your oral lies comments was crazy. I looked at it. He was like, $1,000 for me. Racking it up.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Outside looking in, gonna be like,
where's the show?
all right, here we go. All right, if you're hearing the music, that means it's time for us to get out of here because Keyshawn is this close to getting fired. Steve says when you don't have the star players, you have to play zone and prevent facts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Christina thinks I'm going to go over. I'm not going over. Listen, I need everybody. Now he's a director over here. Now he's a... Yo, Tobonius Lexi
Bo.
Like, subscribe, hit that bell, make that thing
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
please, so that you can get notifications when we put out notifications, so that you can stay in the loop of what we got going on here. We got a lot of great stuff coming up. Listen, social media links are in the description. Okay, if you haven't clicked on those and followed us yet, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Get on there. Let's hang out. Let's have a conversation. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like we've had Steve Noble get on there with us.
Sir.
We've had did Laura get on there with us? No, Laura's on Twitter, right?
Dorothy?
Huh?
Dorothy?
Yep, Dorothy's been on there with us.
Yep.
So get on that. Listen, I'm pushing for, and we said this already, the 1st or the 8th. We're going to have our very first in-studio interview. I got a couple of guys lined up after that, too. These are guys who have either played the game for a while. I know.
Good Lord.
Guys who've either played the game for a while, or have been in the NFL world, for long enough to know what's really going on. I really want to get you guys that perspective. You know what I'm saying? The kind of behind the scenes, the real life stuff of the NFL world. So that's what I'm hoping we'll get out of these interviews. Roy says I don't do social media. Listen,
It's okay.
No. You're wrong, because YouTube is social media. I'm sorry. So, and hit that like. That's right. And hit that like, y'all. Okay, so we're going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you tune in on Monday. We're going to have another great show for you. This has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the All Truth, No Sodium Takes. I've been your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mac.
And don't forget about basketball truth and knowledge. This is 40 Keys.
Wow.
You got it. So, With that being said, tune in, subscribe if you like basketball. Hey, my Twitter, we talk about WNBA basketball as well. So whatever you like, whatever you fancy, come on through. And with that being said, I'm gonna speak for A. Peace.
Now who's long? Peace, y'all.